Who's got a recap for us? Good gaze.
Not me. I could do the first bit of session, but not the second bit.
I could do it, but I'm morally opposed to.
PK, do it.
Fuck you. I'm morally opposed, man. Okay.
Get it.
So,
Believe in you.
last fucking session. Alright, let me pull up my notes that I have and that I take, definitely. Last session, we were dealing with the aftermath of that whole combat where we murdered a cop and Nagi fucking died, and then Nagi fucking came back, and so everybody was a little bit like, what the hell's going on? So we decided to take a long 8-hour nap about it, and after fixing up Shay's garden a little bit, we took an 8-hour nap, as you do. In the middle of said 8-hour nap, Ix developed eye stalks. So that happened.
Which Ix is still unimpressed about.
Eye stalks. And then maybe she got rid of them. Just yoinked those bad boys right back into her skull somehow. Questionable how that worked, but it happened, I guess. So then we woke up from our nap and tried to figure out what the hell we were gonna do. Decided that Ix should go back into town and get some rose whistle from Lee Soto and maybe update him a little bit on the situation. So she yeehawed back into town, was like, hey, can we have some rose whistle? And he was like, yeah. And she was like, also the cop is dead in the swamp. And he was like, why the fuck would you say that to me? Why the fuck would you say that to me? And Ix was like, yeah, okay, and then left. And then,
Your problem now.
You all sent the murder hobo in the group to go tell the priest.
We really fucking did, didn't we? But where was I going with this? So then we all ended up meeting at the Jester, right? That's where we were meeting to go investigate some of the shit underground.
Yes.
So we go down there, we go past the little brothel area, we keep moving, we go through, and we find Fort Strayed, which was the place that sank into the swamp like that Monty Python skit in a war many years ago. I don't know. She didn't specify how many years ago. I'm assuming a couple, one or two at least, because a whole fort sank into the swamp. While investigating said fortress, we found some... This is where it gets a little iffy, folks. We found some mushroom friends from Dark Souls. I know that much. And we talked to them. And we were like, hey, guys, can we pass through here? And they were like, yeah, fuck you for waking me up, though. And we were like, cool. We found a place with some sketchy box that had, like, an inscription from the old hag and was definitely like a super cursed object that we did not touch and ended up leaving behind, even though I'm sure it was like a magic item or whatever. And then we're getting iffy again, folks. We ended up, there were tracks as well, 3 sets of footprints, I believe, in this fort area. So somebody else had been fucking around there not terribly long ago, and we ended up fighting a Quaggoth thing in a room. I don't remember what room we were in or why we were in there.
I think,
in the kitchen. Sure.
With a knife.
Of the fort. And yeah. And we killed it. Right? Yeah. We killed it and it didn't kill us. And that is all I have. I'm so sorry. That was a complete mess.
I don't remember if it was said, because my brain decided to go, but there was, like, all the moss, there was those mushroom people.
I can't believe I forgot the fucking moss.
And then there was a stone statue with a guy holding a shiny thing with light, and then there was, the fish people, and they apparently worshipped something called a Truplugu?
Truplugu?
That might have the mushroom people said. I'm not exactly sure what it was. But yeah, we saw that, and then the kitchen area, Quaggoth got us. And then we leveled up.
Specifically, didn't Julius just like open a door, see a thing, and try to Scooby-Doo his way out of there by shutting the door and running?
He slammed the door, he's like, nope, don't go in there. Not safe. Which had consequences, because he was right there. Uh-oh, it suddenly got quiet.
Hello.
Good?
Sarah?
Hello?
Oh,
Hello.
Oh, good.
good.
Okay, I'm back now.
The
My
Quagoth-
recap was perfect and flawless. It had nothing wrong with it. Just imagine what you missed.
I don't know, you're doing pretty well from what I remember.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
The Quagoth is dead upon the ground.
Excellent.
Good job, us.
And waste
What do you do next?
Julius just waves his spear around a couple times because he's just got like 60 seconds or technically like 30 seconds left on it.
How many ways in and out of the area are there?
There is one way in and out of the kitchen, and then behind that, there is a room heading back into the dormitory part of the fort, which you all just walked through and cleared, and there is a caved entrance leading out of this section of the fort that you have not gone down yet.
We should go through the
Well.
cave entrance.
Yep.
Are we gonna look around the rest of the kitchen and see if
Oh
there's
yeah, was
anything
there anything
other than a Quagoth?
Roll an investigation check.
Investigation.
investigation?
Where?
If someone wants to roll an investigation with advantage, X will help.
Oof. That's Irene. You're too short to look at things. Why are you even trying?
Nope.
Nin
I
has
got distracted by some more neat moss.
Kelly was a
roll.
Just gonna take a piece for mom.
Yep, nope.
Julius will investigate.
Explain.
Not intimidation, goddammit.
Holy shit, what is going on?
That's how I was rolling the other day.
If we use the same roll, it's an 11 technically.
Okay.
This is a
Sorry.
terrible fucking start, lads.
Jesus
I
Christ.
literally cannot see right now. Anyway.
Why are we like this?
Anyway. So, inside the kitchen, there is not much at all. It seems like the Quagoth was mostly turning it over again for any scrap of food it could find. And there's some stuff still left over in the pantry, but it's stuff a Quagoth wouldn't want, like old rotted bread.
Moldy bread.
How old is this fucking bread?
Hundreds of years old.
Okay, yeah.
We can't. We make more food from it.
It's
No.
Irene's age.
There is, however, a one thing that all of you, even fucking Exalia, sees. In the corner of the room, there is a body of a Kuatoa with the same sort of red coloring as the one you had that Julius had spotted at Shay's during the last rest. It is dead. It looks like it has been mauled and eaten by a Quagoth.
I think it was actually Aster, wasn't it? Or Alex that saw that?
It was Alex, right.
Hello?
You saw Fluke Dougal with different coloring paint at Shay's, and
Yeah.
Okay,
this dead Kuatoa has the same color.
so this is a Troop Lugdu Kuatoa, not a Fluke Dougal Kuatoa.
You don't know. That's a decent assumption.
Okay, fair.
Irene, however, something out of the corner of your eyes catches your attention, and you see that the Quagoth was actually, like, amongst his things, and by his things I mostly mean piles of dead meat, is a ring of keys.
He had a ring of keys?
Yes.
Keys.
What
Yeah.
the heck?
I totally heard
What?
keys instead of keys.
What do we know about Quagoths?
Roll a nature check.
I feel like I might have done this last time, but I can't remember, so whatever. Not bad.
Okay. You know quite a bit about Quaggoths, actually. Hold on. Quaggoths are creatures originally from the Underdark. And in old times used to be predators of things that live in the Underdark, including drow and other elven species. They are quite savage, very territorial, very solitary creatures. Some people believe they used to be what's the word I'm looking for?
Intelligent or
Much more intelligent, much more social.
okay? So they're not, an intelligent species, basically. From
They
what I
have-
know currently.
They still have some intelligence. They are a little more clever than your average sort of beastie. But they're
No, like culture, no.
no culture, but that's part of the there are some old legends that used to state that they used to.
Okay.
That they used to have a sort of society at one point, but those are kind of wiggly in terms of legend. You're not quite sure how old that would be. They do have an intelligence. They are a little smarter than your average beastie, but not like a humanoid intelligent.
Gotcha.
So the idea that it found a set of keys and knew how to use them to get through Fort Strayed is not out of the question.
Okay.
They do have basic tool knowledge. Some people keep them some people at least you've heard in the Underdark will keep them as sort of slightly intelligent guard animals.
Okay.
Give them access to tools and things if they are smart enough to handle them. This one seemed less intelligent than other Quaggoth, almost as if it had been unsocialized.
But the fact that it's here suggests, and the fact that it was unsocialized suggests that maybe there's some sort of connection to the Underdark from this location, or maybe it just wandered in from somewhere else.
Make me a history check real quick.
Okay.
So, as far as you can tell, there doesn't seem to be an entrance to the Underdark here. It's as much as this is sunk into the earth and a kind of a decent way into it, it's not quite deep enough to hit the Underdark yet. So unless this cavern starts sloping down really, really quick, you're not gonna really hit the Underdark through here. So the idea it climbed up is probably a little rough. And then you remember that Shay had said something about Tetshiba keeping a sort of exotic, animal menagerie.
Oh.
And you think,
Okay, well, the good news is there probably isn't a hold of the Underdark.
She says out of nowhere.
Yeah. So that's good. Bad news. There might be more weird bad here. There might be more.
Hey, Joe.
Hey.
There's
Okay.
We got started. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm sorry that I didn't. Oh.
You're okay.
I wasn't able to catch Jamie yet, so.
So, Nin, sorry. Go back to what you're saying.
So yeah, I don't think there's any hold of the Underdark. But there, might be more monsters wandering around. This thing was probably Tetshiba's pet, you know?
That's not so good for us.
Lovely.
No, probably not.
Oh, I need to switch the music.
Yeah.
I'm like, why is there still fucking
Why is this melancholy
You could leave
banjo
the melancholy
song
music.
still?
I quite like that.
It's a beautiful little song.
It's beautiful.
It's actually a fairly old Irish Catholic hymn.
Mhm.
It's beautiful, but it's out of place.
Yeah. The Gaelic version of it is beautiful. Anyway.
I imagine.
So, what do you all do?
We should go farther into the cave. Probably.
Do I know what the Underdark is?
Roll a history check.
Where's my button? There it is. 14?
You do know what the Underdark is.
Okay, thank you.
You don't know a lot about it. But you do know it exists. And you do kind of get the vibe of like subterranean society. And so I'm not yeet all that bullshit about drows being inherently evil.
Yes,
Oh, sure, yeah.
good.
Already done.
But drow do naturally come from the Underdark. So there is that still. It's just that the Underdark is not inherently evil. It's just another part of the world.
Yes.
That
Good.
also has Illithid, which, you know, might be evil.
I mean, yes, but like, if you happen to stumble into an Underdark city, more often than not, people are just gonna be like, "Hey, welcome. There's an inn. You need a lamp?" Rather than like, you know, we're evil and worship a spider god.
Fine,
Sure.
drow.
We'll kill you instantly.
Hey, see, I've got an idea. I've got an idea here. I think Wizards of the Coast is run by straight people.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? You might be onto something.
White straight people.
Oh,
Yeah.
Me too. It.
100%.
Yeah, like the Underdark, Alex, you would know, like, it's just
It's dark in there.
It's dark in there. People live down there.
And it's dark. Huh, that's weird. Why'd you want to live in the dark?
A whole lot of variance to subterranean life.
Mm-hmm. And it's not
Thank you,
inherently
PK, for the
evil.
step post.
Anyway, so you're all heading down that cavern?
Yes,
Yeah.
if we have to.
If there's nowhere else.
It's either that or back to the dormitory.
Yeah. I think we should probably head for the cave this time.
Were there other doors off the dormitory that we did not explore?
No, you basically walked through the entire dormitory.
All right. In which case, I guess we do have to go into the fucking spooky place.
Okay.
So, you leave the dormitory section of Fort Strait, and the cave down here it seems very old. And it seems as if when Fort Strait sunk, it just kind of added on to it. Sort of hollowing out another portion of the ground that just happened to connect to an already existing subterranean cave system. which are, not unusual geological formations. There is a large body of water that you all passed, so again, it makes sense geologically. I don't know if any of you know anything about geology.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, you, Amy.
I love the resignation in Amy's tone.
I was not referring to you, Amy.
I mean, it's only my old home undergrad, but hey, carry on. You're doing fine.
Thank you. If I screw up any rock cracks, I am leaning on you.
It's fine. I'll just keep drinking. It's all good.
Um,
You're really not doing that bad, seriously.
Thank you. This is also, I've told some people before, this is a pre-written module. I haven't written the majority of this.
Yep.
I have adapted parts of it, but I did not come up with this map.
It's a whole clusterfuck.
And the cave system is relatively dry. Drier than you would probably think it should be. And perhaps that is explained when you turn the corner and jutting out from one of the walls is the bow of a ship. A very large ship.
Like a sailing ship?
Looks much more to be an older sort of wartime ship.
Like Viking-ish, or like with rows, or
God, now I gotta think of a way to think to describe old Korean warships.
I think I kind of know what they look like.
Just Google them.
Sure, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah. Would you know, kind of looking at it, a vague idea of where it might have come from?
Yeah.
Bear in mind, Ix kind of grew up in a port-ish.
Yeah.
vibe.
So it's what's known as a turtle ship. So an old Korean turtle ship.
Yo, those look rad as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm sitting here trying to think of how to describe a turtle ship without not getting it across.
Oh, wow, those things, yeah.
They're cool as fuck.
That's cool.
So, Ixalia, particularly, you grew up in a port town. You would recognize these. These are typically, these ships are very Chilean. The fact that it is somewhere in southern Chile is not unheard of, particularly because of Fort Strait's history as a sort of war fort, and the river running in and out of the swamp. To see that there was a small warship connected to the fort is not, completely out of the question.
Mhm.
If that makes sense.
Yep.
There is to get an actual date on it, or any more information than that, I'd have to make you roll a history check. Any of you roll a history check. But this is the proper make and the proper location for it.
I'll do history.
I did
Okay.
a history for fun. It was 15.
Oh,
Irene, no!
No.
I think
Irene.
Charlie just doesn't really care as long as it's not invading from somewhere else or is completely years and years and decades old.
I mean, you can get the vibe that it is probably about as old as the fort itself.
Oh, Julius.
Alex, particularly, you are kind of old.
Yeah, kind of.
However, this ship does outdate you. You know how to generally kind of date like wooden structure, and there's a lot of wood on this ship. And I'm giving you that information because of your background and how old you are, and
Yeah, that's fair.
Since you had lived in a wooded area for a good period of your life, being able to date how old like wood is, particularly trees is useful. This is centuries old. It seems to be relatively preserved by being subterranean. Because, you know, that's how fossils work. You bury something in the ground, it typically lasts a little longer. And it very much
zombies. Bog zombies.
bog zombies.
Oh no.
It very much seems like this used to be connected to the fort, and through it you kind of get more of a date for the fort. You get closer to about 400, 500 years old. So older than you. Not like about mid-age for the current calendar age system. So old, but not as old as it could be.
Okay, Alex relays that information best he can to everybody else.
And Shay kind of goes, well, that does sound about right in terms of how old the fort's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Is the water even, deep enough to have such a big boat?
Shay shrugs.
Just weird is all I'm saying.
I mean, this was a fort at some point.
I guess. I kind of want to look inside.
We can try.
As you approach the boat, for its age, it seems to be relatively still intact. And one point, then you kind of reach out and sort of like wrap your fingers against the side of the boat, and it does not crumple. It seems like it could probably hold your weight.
Okay. Yeah, she'll climb up on top of it then and see if, there's any openings anywhere that she can get into.
So you climb on okay, the way a turtle ship works is like being on top of it is usually not the way they're supposed to be boarded, but at the same time, I don't think Nin knows that.
Nope. I don't know if she knows anything about boats.
You have seen boats. Boats exist in where you're from.
Of them.
Not this type of boat. This is a type of boat that you are not used to. In fact, as you climb up on top of what you think might be the hull, there's these little, like, spiky things, like, poking out of the top that probably wouldn't be a good idea to, spear yourself on.
I will not, then.
But as you sort of look around, part of the ceiling has indeed sort of broken in and collapsed, and you can get inside the little turtle sort of casing.
Okay. She's gonna peek her head in first before, putting her whole entire body in there, just in case there's, something, but...
go for it.
As she's doing that, or before she does it, hopefully, are there any kind of footprints leading up to that entrance? Is there any footprints kind of around where we are?
Make either an investigation or survival check.
Oh, they're both bad. Well, they're both not good. Oh, hey!
No.
Okay, cool.
Well, there are some Kuatoa track.
Yep.
But that's not, weird.
Yep.
But there's no, like, footprints or anything. So, the first, well, technically the third floor of the turtle ship, so the top floor, is... It mostly just looks like the inside of a ship that has been abandoned. There are some old crates, some old barrels, some old boxes, what looks like replacement oars, as the oars are sort of located on the most bottom deck of the ship, but you're on the top deck. And then you look sort of past and down into the ship, and it stretches further back beyond where it hit the wall from the outside, and you get the sense like it's kind of reaching into another part of the cave. And in fact, there's a hole in the hull on the opposite side.
So the hole kind of goes all the way through the ship.
Okay, so, like, imagine you're holding a sandwich in both hands.
Yep.
The hull of the ship is on one side of what seems to be like this little like caved in section, and the back of the not the hull, the bow of the ship, and then the back of the ship is in another part of the cave system, and in the back part, part of this left side is torn away, and you can see into the next part of the cave.
So it's kind of like a hallway into the next part of the cave,
Yes,
basically.
yes, it's a
Okay.
fancy hallway.
But did the was this otherwise a dead end? The
Otherwise,
cavern
it
where
was
the
a
ship
dead
was?
end. Yes.
Okay. Well, that's interesting.
Julius will cup his hands and just say, "What do you see up there?"
There's kind of a passage into the next part of the cave. It's like the ship got stuck, and now it's kind of blocking up the hallway, except we can still pass through.
Alright. Is there an easy way for us to get up onto the ship, or is this just going to be a climb that we're going to have to make?
There's a set of rocks that kind of form like a little bit of a staircase up until the top of the turtle part of the hull that Nin is standing on. That any of you, maybe bar Irene, could climb on your own.
Okay.
But carrying Irene up is not hard at all.
Just stack that old lady on top of the Furbolg and let's go.
Old lady backpack.
Where you keep your applesauce. Anyway.
Backpack
What the
where
fuck
he
did you
keeps his
just say to me?
applesauce. John's got the applesauce that you crave.
I just believe that Alex has a backpack full of applesauce. It's canon in my mind.
In my dreams, he does. However, we have not invented refrigeration or possibly applesauce-proof backpack linings.
So,
Jars and cans exist.
what's stopping you?
I know. I'm thinking of a backpack, no jars or cans, just applesauce dumped in there.
Loose applesauce. That's what we like. That's what we crave.
Backpack where he keeps his applesauce.
Anyway. So, do you head back towards the back part of the ship?
Is there anything interesting in the boxes, or is it just
Roll an investigation check.
I'm gonna be investigating everything? Probably not, based on that.
Learn the things. You crack open one of the boxes, and you find sort of like in this box, there's what looks like just a bunch of loose, dark powder. In a barrel, you find a bunch of rotted out what probably were once fruit, maybe? Maybe. It's been 500 years. You're not sure if this is fruit.
Is the powder smelly? Is it sort of,
It does smell.
Gross. Just smelling dirt.
It has a very sort of tangy, metallic acrid smell to it.
Ew. Well, that's boring. Thought there'd be something neat inside, but it's just some dirt.
Okay. Hey, Dad. You head towards the back of the ship. Something?
Slippers.
You head back towards the back of the ship, and you look down this sort of opening in the side. Underneath the opening of the hull is what looks like a large pool of water. And maybe this is how the ship got here. And sort of, the water is about 20 feet down, and sort of hanging off the side of the ship, kind of, by rope that looks like it probably should not be still there, just barely hanging on by a couple of threads, is what looks like a lifeboat. A smallish sort of paddle boat for emergencies. Looks maybe it could hold maybe 6 or 7 medium-sized creatures.
Okay. The water's deep, I'm guessing. We're gonna have to use this lifeboat.
Or swim.
Or swim.
Or swim. You could swim.
I'm not sure I trust you enough to swim.
I don't know if we want to
and
swim.
I mean that as a compliment.
I don't think we want to swim.
Make a perception check.
I was gonna say, can we see the land from where we are?
Who was that directed towards?
Any of you.
A what check? Perception check.
Oh shit.
Oh, shit.
3 for Julius.
Hey, Ixalia?
Uh-huh.
You can see, you can't see the other shore. But the water follows a tunnel to the west. That sort of disappears down a cavern in a turn. There are some fishies in the water. They're just fishing. They're little fishies.
I love the fish. I love the fish.
They look like the silverfish.
They do not. They look like different fish.
Okay.
If you want to determine what type, you'd have to make a nature check.
I would love to know what type of fish they are.
Does Ixalia point out the fish to the party?
Yes.
Oh god. No.
Alex, they're fish! They're
Ah!
fish!
I love the fish!
Ixalia's poking you in the arm at this point, going, but do they eat people? Are they man-eating fish? Are they women-eating fish?
How big
I
are
need to
they?
know these things.
How big are they?
They're actually pretty decent size. They look like they're about like salmon size.
Are they like big enough to like for him to reasonably draw the conclusion they could eat people?
You don't know. You rolled a 4.
Yeah. I have no idea. Maybe.
Irene, they seem kind of familiar in like an academic sense. Nin, these are quippers.
What's a quipper?
They are salmon-sized fish that do in fact have a habit of eating meat.
Oh, those are quippers. So we probably shouldn't swim.
Who eats people?
Unless you want to get eaten, I guess. But I
So the
don't.
boat- Well, I mean, there's a tunnel, and I don't really fancy jumping into the water with the people eating fish, and the boat
I would
is
not-
probably the better idea.
Yeah, I don't feel like being fish food.
Being fish food is kind of the dumbest way to go.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Don't really want to die in water like that.
Think of worse ways to go, but yes, the people eating fish.
I
would be
don't
bad.
really want to die at all. But
Same.
That's good to inspire for. Immortality. Got it. Alright. Know what you want out of life.
I've just decided I'm not going to die.
You
For
know,
you.
the last person that told me that ended up dying, so...
Why?
Well,
Why
what's
is
more
that a
points in
decision
your
you would
pot?
make?
I don't know. I like
Nagi,
living.
Nagi is already pulling the boat out.
Julius will help even though he has no strength modifier.
It's like basically as soon as the two of you even vaguely tug on it, the rope gives way and it splashes into the water below.
Alright, all aboard.
It is a 20-foot drop.
Jump
Nope.
for whatever you want.
What?
I'm pretty sure every single one of us has rope in our adventuring packs. Just saying.
I don't know if just I'm gonna check if Julius has got a rope.
That said, I don't think
Yep.
that would occur to Nin.
Julius will grab out his rope. Probably. Just pulls it right out. Where was it? Who knows?
Attached to your bag, it's fine.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume you're smart enough to attach the rope to one side of the boat.
Yes.
And I'm just going to say you all can shimmy down into the boat relatively well. Alex, the boat kind of dips under your weight a little bit,
Uh-huh.
but it manages to hold steady. There's little tiny flicks of water that occasionally make its way over the rim on the part of the boat you're sitting at. But no fish, no quippers
Have
managed to
enough
get
of-
inside.
I think X at that point would probably have enough of a working knowledge to kind of persuade him to maybe sit in the middle of the boat.
Yeah. There
Alex
is.
big.
There are two sets of oars. And you are floating in the middle of the Quipper Pond. I think Aster would volunteer to be one of the oarmen.
Good, cause got no strength here.
Strong boy.
No strength here either.
Strong sun boy.
I strong.
Sun boy powerful.
So the two clerics, I guess, are pushing the boat along.
Excellent.
Yep. Hello.
Our strong men.
It will just be, occasionally eldritch blasting at the fish.
Make an attack roll.
I love the fish.
Firebolt every once in a while.
Make attack rolls.
Okay.
I love the fish, by the way. I love the fish.
And now you're gonna love our dinner.
Natural 20.
Oh shit.
Yes!
Yeah, Julie,
Yes!
Nin, you kind of pew, 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 and after you get used to sort of the refraction of the water, you manage to hit a couple. Julius is just like one hand over the side of the thing, just pew, 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 and each one a slightly roasted fish floats to the top.
And it is just like mouth agape.
Julius will look at you with his point and then pull his pointer finger back and then just blow on the tip of it like he's blowing on the barrel of a gun.
You are like
And
the
grin.
coolest person to her right now.
What?
Julius
You're
is like the coolest person to her.
Excellent.
So as you head down the tunnel, the western tunnel, there's a turn and then another turn, and then the cave opens up in front of you into a gigantic cavern that reeks of fish and plant life. You are looking down over this cavern, and you can see just on the edge of what looks like a small village built on sticks, like stilts, built on stilts, out of a sort of algae infested water. You are looking down over it because the water pathway you are heading down sits up on a top portion, sits up on a ledge, and ends in a waterfall that goes down into the cavern.
Well,
Stretched across the path of the waterfall, about 10 feet down, is a large sort of what looks like hand-woven net.
well.
And trapped inside the net are quippers.
Oh. And you said it was a 20-foot fall?
Yes.
This boat will not survive that.
Nope. I don't think I can do anything about that.
I mean, we could just kind of stop at the side and climb down?
Yeah, can we pull the boat aside?
So the waterfall is starting to pull on a bit of a current, like a little bit. Alex, make me a strength check.
Hello.
At advantage.
Oh, an advantage.
Aster is helping.
My son. 22.
Yeah, Alex manages to kind of pull the boat to the side just in front of the waterfall. And on either side of the waterfall, connected to the nets, sort of like... So the net is stretched across, and then it's connected up into these, like, wooden poles that have been sort of pushed into the dirt in the rock next to the waterfall. And connected to both of these poles are levers that seem to maybe be able to release the net.
Looking down over the village, are there folks, or I assume are there Kuatoa maybe kind of meandering around? Has anyone spotted that we're up on this ledge yet?
There are indeed Kuatoa, and you seem to be unnoticed at the moment. You can count about 10.
We could maybe dislodge the net to draw their attention and then sneak down from the ledge that way and try to, I don't know, make our way past, make our way through.
I mean, that works for me.
Yeah,
but they seem to like you, don't they?
Maybe
they'll just let us pass.
Far too fucking much for my liking. They creep me out. They're freaky little fish people with their scaly skin and their stalk eyes.
This might be an entirely different patch of them, too.
Oh,
Who knows
so that
if these guys are in contact with the ones we met.
If they have another Floop Dougal, one of you fuckers is killing it. I'm not doing it.
I'm too handsome to look like a Floop Dougal.
Rude.
I don't.
Shay giggles from behind her hand.
He throws a smile, like a bright grin over his shoulder at Shay. Like she gets it.
Ixalia is totally gonna waste an action, grab the necklace at her throat, and shift herself to look like Julius.
Julius, you're staring at a near perfect copy of yourself, just having to wear Ixalia's clothing.
That's flipping you the bird.
It's like, oh, what a handsome man.
You can climb down from here. There are ways to climb down.
Okay. Are we gonna flip the
net falling and or the fish coming out would drag attention from them, surely?
Is the net over by where we are, or is it on an opposite side where it would distract?
One lever on your side and one lever on the other side.
How far is the other side from where we are right now?
That would approximately be about 30 feet.
Oh, Okay. Julius could mage hand that one. Because it is 30 feet exactly in range. I can flip that switch over there.
Well, one of us could climb to the other one, I suppose, then?
The other one's right in front of you.
Yeah,
Oh.
the other one is
Yeah,
the front one.
okay, fine.
Julius can get the other one too, so.
Do that.
Alright. He will summon Mage Hand. And I guess wait for everyone to be ready and then pull it.
I mean, is everyone okay with this? Does anyone have a better idea?
Shay kind of. Are you sure you want to release a bunch of meat-eating fish on a bunch of Kuatoa?
You know, when you put it like that, it sounds really bad. I mean, I figured they were harvesting them to catch them and eat them.
Sure, but she's not Scottish. She's Southern. All right. She goes. I mean, yeah, but it's one thing to get them caught in a net and pull them out one by one. It's another one to release a swarm on them.
You know, you're making me feel bad.
I'd rather not do a genocide, thank you.
We already killed one person.
But are they going to attack us if we try to pass through?
I mean, would flipping one of the levers release enough of the net to let a bunch of the fish out?
I don't know.
I mean, we could climb down and stay within range of the mage hand and then just flip one of the levers if they turn out to be unfriendly.
Yeah, I gotta kind of be close to it, like, and Julius gestures like this close.
Shay goes, I mean, if these are the red ones like me well enough.
Well, maybe we should just talk to them for a bit, and if something goes sideways, we can release the carnivorous fish.
Okay.
That seems like a good compromise.
There's several of you that are pretty speedy, I think.
I mean, our impulse control is muted. Both our brain cells are muted right now.
Hence me, the DM, being like, are you sure you want to do a genocide?
Yeah.
Are you sure about this?
I'm so sorry, guys. I was panicking about an email I got. I am back, but
That's fine.
I
No
was
worries.
tuned out for the last probably 5 to 7 minutes. I'm so sorry.
That's fine. Our brain cells were both muted, and we were kind of like,
What are you?
Yeah.
just
What?
kill
We
them
were
all?
basically gonna think about releasing, so there's a waterfall that was catching a bunch of the meat-eating fish, and we were thinking about pulling the levers that keep the net taut,
I was
and it
kind
would
of
fall
thinking
onto
that-
the village of Kuatoa.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking it wouldn't necessarily fall onto the village; it would fall near the village. And
Yeah,
distract
I
them
was
into
more-
thinking that hey, our food supply's going.
That's kind of what I was
Yeah.
thinking too.
So the waterfall goes down into the cavern, and that bit of water that it goes into is connected to the bit of water that the Kuatoa fish village is built on stilts out of.
Gotcha.
Okay. So what
I
if
thought
we
they would
didn't
just
do
like
that?
get upset about their food
Yeah, so
falling and would like go
Exactly.
investigate or something.
No, it's called doing a genocide.
What,
Well, I
what
see
if we
that
didn't do
now.
that? What if we thought of any other option?
Shay has
Friendly.
suggested that the red ones, the red paint ones, like her, and maybe she can kind of keep anything bad from happening.
That's a perfectly reasonable idea.
I don't trust them, but we can try it your way.
Shit.
No.
Whoops, right.
Is anyone following her?
Wait, where? Sorry, I must have heard.
You-
Shay is climbing down the wall.
Okay.
Julius.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I will. X, who still looks like Julius.
Joe,
Julius.
Where Alex goes, Irene goes.
you missed me. You missed
Oh,
me
God.
basically convincing the party not to do a Quipper genocide on the Kuatoa.
I was making a meme. I was
Misunderstood the situation.
They were like,
Listen.
what if we release the dead of Kuatoa, like Quippers on the Kuatoa? And I'm sitting here like,
It's the circle of life, baby.
I thought genocide was part of the
Under the
no-nos.
village.
What?
They didn't want to under
Fish
the
eat
village.
fish.
I
What if
totally misunderstood the layout.
What if we killed all the fish in the net first?
Then there would be many dead bodies.
That's just an
Shay-
awful lot of just work,
Maybe we just
don't you think?
Shay is climbing down the wall to the Kuatoa village.
Yeah. Julius.
Alex will follow.
Yeah.
yeah,
Irene's going.
Oh.
So
So we managed to make it past the Clippers.
Yes.
Good. I was concerned about that.
Oh, y'all got past the Quippers fine. You are climbing down the left side of the waterfall, and Shay is striking out in front of you. And by the time anyone else gets down to the bottom of the floor, she is kind of like standing. So, like, the waterfall leads to a small pool, which then spreads to the other side of the cavern underneath what looks like a sort of handmade bridge. And then there are two patches of dry land on either side of that initial sort of pond. And she's standing on one of them at the shore of where the Kuatoa village seems to start. She's kind of calling out, just kind of like, hello? And there's the little... Ixalia, you can understand what they're saying. And at first there's it's like, intruder, danger, wait. Shay! And a little contingent of about 10 Kuatoa kind of across the water towards her. All excited to see her.
We didn't murder them.
There's a couple of children, like little Kuatoa babies.
Oh. I'm especially glad we didn't murder him now.
Sometimes you do an accidental genocide. You have to back.
Not here.
We are not doing genocide.
I mean, in my defense, I misunderstood the layout. In Ix's
Yes.
defense, she doesn't
Same.
give a
I
shit.
had thought that if we just
She would
went to the
accidentally
middle,
commit
it'd
the
been like,
genocide.
oh,
Nin, by her very nature, does not think things through. So, that's my excuse.
So as you are hitting the bottom, next to the sort of waterfall where you're standing, there looks to be a couple of sort of metallic cages that are like sort of propped up against the wall in different sizes. And inside a couple of them, you find a couple of other Kuatoa, these with the green face paint of the Thugdugal tribe.
Uh-oh.
They catch sight of you, Ixalia, and they start to fucking flip their shit.
oh no.
Oh boy.
Even look like Julius.
Yes.
They just know.
Called profit.
They just vibe checked you, and you had good vibes.
They inherently recognize you as.
Mm-hmm.
Having good vibes.
God.
Fuck.
They are asking you to free them.
Shay, do you understand these creatures?
Shay is busy with this like horde of Kuatoa that are all fucking excited to see her, and she goes, "Not really. I just feed them sometimes." Okay, hi, yes, you little baby, and she like picks up one of them.
Oh.
I do not like this. Why? And she's just Ixalia is just gonna kind of reach out and collar one of the closest red flute Kuatoa,
Mhm.
and be like, I'm going to regret asking this, but why are they in cages?
They are Flukdoogle. They are heretic.
They are.
I'm sorry. Hold on.
What are these little fish fuckers saying?
This,
Actually, hey Parker,
Yeah,
this little fish person.
is this actually undercommon?
it is undercommon.
This fish person with the
Okay, I'm
like
gonna bounce you a reminder because
Oh,
I just
right!
remembered
Aster,
something.
you understand what's going on.
the anchor. The anchor.
Time. God damn it!
The anchor and heretic.
None of you need to
Holy
understand
shit.
this to realize that Excel is just there kind of going, fuck my life. Fuck
I-
everything.
You all see Asta at the word heretic. You get a pause, and
Ah.
his expression goes weird.
Heretic.
Heretic. The venom in your voice, in your little voice, Parker.
And I need to make a very quick decision.
Good God.
In fact, I know what he's going to do. He's got who's nearest him?
Probably not Shay. Probably what? Fucking Julius is.
What?
I think he kind of gently nudges Julius, and so apparently the Flukdoogle worshippers are heretics.
Julius cough, laugh, and tries to hide it in his paw. So there's a whole religious bullshit thing going on here.
I think we have two warring factions.
Yeah. That's rough.
Asta also looks at Julius. Looks like he's about to say something else before he just smiles and kind of hides it behind his hand.
Julius will say though, I mean, if their god abandoned them at this moment, I'm sure they would lose faith in their god. So. Julius lets that thought ruminate.
We don't know what's deeper in. It might be.
I can't wait to hear that on the recording.
Okay. Do you think I should tell X that I can actually talk to them?
I mean, the fact that you can
Right?
understand them and I can't is, yes, it'd probably be a good thing to talk to Exalia, seeming that Exalia can understand what they're saying.
Exalia? Would you like to help? I picked up Undercommon as an elective.
So you understand the little shits?
Yeah. To be fair, the dialect is a mess.
Brilliant. Helps.
The dialect is kind of a mess.
Yeah. Thinking fast, and I do not mind admitting that. But really, Aster, help.
What are you trying to convey?
I'm trying to convey that I do not want to be this fucking Flukdoogle of theirs. I don't want these godlike benefits that they seem to have fucking well given me. I just want to go back to being me. Self-contained myself. With no added extras that are beyond my control. I may have issues. I'm well aware.
Okay. Do you want me to negotiate with the Flukdoogle ones or the ones that are holding them captive?
I kind of don't want the Floopdoogle ones to know that the other ones think that I'm the Floopdoogle in case they try to kill me.
Okay.
And if they try to kill me, chances are they're going to try to kill all of you as well, by association. And I kind of don't want them to kill you either. Kinda.
So, Asta is going to, while a lot of the other ones are sort of engaged with Shay, he rubs at the bridge of his nose because this is gonna get
Messy.
I am so sorry he has not known this the whole time. I only just remembered.
That's fine. Who even remembers what languages they have on their character sheet until the DM goes, hey, what languages do people speak?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So he's going to step to the caged ones.
Mm-hmm.
And it is very dangerous for the others to know that the Floopdoogle is here.
They
I
kind of
think
they kind of
Floopdoogle, but there's sort of a head nudge towards.
they kind of like look at each other and they go, oh right, yeah, and they quiet down.
Secret Floopdoogle.
Secret Floopdoogle. Secret.
God.
It occurs to me, Aster, did we maybe ought to find out why they're saying the others are heretics?
About to ask.
Good. I'll shut up. Thank you.
Why did they imprison you?
They think we are heretic. They are heretic.
Why are they heretic?
They follow True Bloop. False god, false god.
And a false god is worse than a false prophet, correct?
One of them nods.
Okay. I was just making sure we're on the same page. One of the things I will mention is that as he's having this conversation, there's actually a little bit of Exalia's accent that gets sort of folded in. But I cannot do Exalia's accent.
You're valid.
That's because it's bastardized from at least 3 different regional accents in the south of Europe.
I gathered.
Because I can't do a Spanish accent without it sliding into Italian or French.
Those are none of what I would have said that accent was.
It's also faintly Greek.
At some point, one of them just goes, true prophet, and suddenly, Aster, you have a name.
Oh no! This is what you
Exalia, you understand, and you just see Aster groan and rub the heels of his hands against his eyes. He's just like, okay, sure.
Shay goes, I don't know how long I'm going to be able to keep these ones entertained. We probably better go.
So what, we move on and see what we find and then come back and deal with who's
I think that might be
spouting heresy and who isn't? I don't feel like I'm really in a position to be saying which one of them are heretics and which one aren't, because one of them thinks that I'm their fucking god.
They both think that they're legitimate. It's a whole mess, not worth the religious argument.
Exactly.
So, that way or further in?
Further in?
There are 2 ways out. So there's one heading back towards the south, back towards the way the fort is, or there's one heading north across the bridge.
north?
The bridge you can all walk across. It's fine.
Yeah. Are there any signs of anything?
Make an investigation check.
Y'all, I am so sorry that I forgot Asta just knew Undercommon.
You're good.
That's fine.
I thought that was an intentional choice.
The boy, he
He
knows.
was just letting it happen. He thought it was funny.
That does mean that they have been calling Julius false prophet.
He was just
Yes.
vibing.
Julius doesn't even know this.
So as you all start to head north and away from the cages, Aster, you spot towards the southern entrance there is what looks like to be signs of a scuffle.
Uh-oh.
But there's nothing there. There's no bodies. There's nothing. It just looks like the mud there is disturbed. Looks like there's a couple of like drag marks. What looks like a couple of little like places magic must have gone off in, but there is nothing now.
Is there anything on ceilings or walls?
Nope. It's all just on that little bit of muddy ground. And as you head north, towards the other passage, against one of the northern passage walls, there's what looks like a long strip of fabric laid out. And on top of it, what looks like offerings. Aster can read a sign that is attached to the leaned up against the wall behind the piece of fabric. It looks like it must have once been a sign for the smiling jester, but it is painted over and something written in Undercommon that reads, "For mighty Troop-Lupdu."
What are the offerings in the temple?
They're the best a bunch of fish people can do.
Okay. I wasn't sure if it was like edible things or like knickknacks or something.
There are 2 bottles of what look like to be wine, and a lute. There's like a little glass bottle. There's like little trinkets and knickknacks and things that must have been like made by hand, like similar to the headband. That's about it.
Is there? Okay. Julius debated in his mind on whether or not he wanted that loot or not, but he decided not to touch it.
Because he's not in enough trouble with the fucking fish people.
All
Actually,
he was called is false prophet, but he doesn't know this. No one told him.
you said there was some wine, a lute, and like a headband?
Like some of the handmade gifts, like the headband. It's not a headband, but there's like a little like basket of things, some like woven dead flower like crown thing. Nothing worth anything.
But I want to roll something just to see if, because I kind of want the flute, but I'm gonna see.
It's a lute.
Lute. Sorry.
Yeah.
If Nin sees you eyeing it, she's gonna go for it.
Oh my god.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Can I?
I mean, that wasn't meant to be sleight of hand. Sorry.
Fucking children.
Yeah.
If anyone wants to try and stop her, you can. If like you see her start edging towards it, but
I want to give her like a little smack on the wrist with a mage hand.
So do the Kotor seem to be occupied with today?
Yes, she is still kind of entertaining them, and she seems like she's trying to be like, I have to go now, but they're like, look at the thingy!
We should
Nin, Nin, you grab the loot.
Young lady.
What are you doing?
It looks cool. I want it.
You put that back right now.
She's shamed. She'll put it back.
Good.
Julius will, like, as we're starting to leave the area, he'll mutter, like, put a hand up between and be like, you can come back for it later.
Okay.
As you sort of get out the thing, Shay waits until you kind of turn a little bit of a corner before she kind of like, okay, I think we're good. We might need to go, though.
Quickly walk, quickly.
Yeah.
Power walk.
Aston might take up the back so that if they follow us, he can hopefully pull some fast talking.
Mm-hmm. As you head down the hallway, you have to walk through another set of little cave portion to get to where you're going, but then the cave sort of turns one more time. And out from the wall, there is what looks like a sort of stone building jutting out. The cavern travels past the stone building and out. But there is a stone building here.
It might be worth poking in there too.
Does it look occupied?
It looks as abandoned as anything else down here.
Okay.
But it might be worth poking in there too.
We may as well check it out.
Yes. I mean, so what? We sneak?
So it's an old cobblestone building. Only the front doorway is visible, and the rest is sort of engulfed by the rock around it. And a sign in front reads "Strayed Laboratory."
Ooh.
What?
Ooh.
I don't trust like that, just for the record.
Look, we can hide in there for a little bit, take a rest, take a bit of a regroup, because this has been a whole mess. And if people follow us angrily, we can be less ambushed.
Also, I don't trust the fact that there's a laboratory down here hidden in a cave.
Yeah, I kind of want to just look inside. Just to look inside.
Might used to be part of the fort. Maybe they had someone who... Kind of surprised the sign is still intact.
It's a fair distance from the fort.
How many military forts do you know that typically have a laboratory?
How many military forts do you know? I'm curious.
Well, I'm just saying, it doesn't seem to be... One wouldn't think it's a typical feature. In any case, it's worth investigating.
What's everyone's passive perception?
Uh-oh.
Oh God! Don't say. Don't, you can't just say that to me. 15.
13.
12.
9.
God.
Cool.
Take that.
Someone said 17.
Me.
Nope, that's fine. Yeah, you have a 17.
Shit.
You gave me the creepy eye things. I get the passive perception of 17.
Cool.
Hate that.
Does anyone see anything?
Nope.
Oh God.
Well, let's walk into this fucking
Neato.
laboratory that won't lead to our death. Why don't we?
Hey, can I pick up Dylan from the other campaign and put him down here just so he can see something?
No.
I'm crossing the time streams. We should look at the laboratory before walking in.
Nah.
Wait,
All
can
right,
I
let's
send
go.
Snowball to look into the laboratory?
It
You
looks
may.
abandoned.
Do some actual familiar scouting with my familiar?
Mm-hmm.
Crikey.
I want to do that. That's
Okay.
the thing that wizards do.
Roll a perception check for Snowball.
Snowball. Where is my baby girl? There she is. Perception. Perception. Good. Well, you know,
No!
if she's smelling things, she has advantage.
I will let the advantage roll go because there is things to smell.
Okay, Snowball. Motherfucker! Oh my god! My beautiful baby girl is the most useless piece of fur on the planet.
She's perfect.
It is certainly, as far as Snowball can tell, as she starts poking around the laboratory, it is abandoned. There's some smells. They sure smell.
There are some smells. God. Snowball.
Asta is gonna push ahead. Asta is gonna, if no one else is, he's going to walk forward towards the laboratory.
Make me a perception check.
Ix is following.
Make me a perception check.
I just want to say, like, as Snowball goes off and Irene is getting some input of there is a place and there are some smells, she's going to say out loud, "Oh, Snowball's doing such a wonderful job, everyone."
God damn it!
Aster, there certainly is a place, and there certainly are some smells. We're heading towards a sunken laboratory. Aster and Ixalia were up front, and I'm speaking in some Ixalia things, in which case, as you get closer to the building, Ixalia, you hear what sounds to be children. Whimpering, scared children from inside.
Don't like that.
Can I make a wisdom check for Ix to see how she reacts?
Sure.
Yeah, she's gonna kind of slow down and grab a hold of Asta. There, I can hear what sounds like children crying in there. And I don't trust that down here right now. We should be careful.
Yeah. Hey, how close to the lab are we?
10 feet.
Next question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Can my spooky vision see through more solid, or am I gonna have to go inside?
You can certainly try. I would make you roll a hell of a perception check.
Yeah, but sort of getting a general vibe about...
I mean, you can turn it on and roll your check.
It isn't behind total cover. Okay, so it wouldn't be... Because I assume we're using it based fairly solidly off Eyes of the Grave?
Basically, yeah, so...
Yeah, so I think the building would count as solid cover. So,
yeah, it's a building.
Yeah, I checked the wording as I was, because again, we're sort of using...
Yeah. So you go inside?
Ix did stop him for the moment.
Right, yeah.
If it is actual kids, then we should.
But if it is, we need to be prepared before we go in. I think we should just... even prepare for it.
He's gonna put his hand on the handle of the mace so he can sort of draw it and...
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Ix, you're really sneaky, right?
Yes.
So if you were maybe, you couldn't be seen, you'd be even more sneaky.
Yeah. Can you make me not be seen?
Yes, I can.
We need to discuss this ability of yours when we get out of here. That could be so much fun. Yes.
Oh no.
And she will cast invisibility on Ix.
Okay.
Just take a look. Be really careful. Or don't. I mean, I guess it's your choice.
Oh, no.
But you should probably be careful.
You're officially my favorite.
Roll me a stealth check at advantage.
I would gladly do that. Watch this be terrible. 24.
Nice. Ixalia vanishes, and you head inside the laboratory. The room creaks from years of being under pressure inside, but the sturdy beams lining the walls and ceiling give no sign of collapse. Rubble fills the area, and a gigantic boulder blocks what could have been the main hallway. There is a staircase heading up near the south wall, and the room is filled with nothing but shattered furniture. And rocks and shit.
Basically. Okay. Quick glance around. Are there any kind of footprints, any evidence that anyone's been moving through here recently?
Make an investigation check.
Okay.
Yes, actually, there is what looks like to be small sets of footprints. Humanoid.
Is it possible to tell how many different ones, or is it just kind of all small, vague child shapes?
Small, vague child shapes, maybe 3 or 4.
Okay. I'm gonna head back outside and relay that to the group.
Ixalia walks back outside, and then suddenly from empty air, you hear, yeah, I think there's children.
There's a room, a single room. Everything else seems blocked. Rubble everywhere, stairs leading up, and I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 sets of small footprints. I think the only option is to go in and go upstairs. Do you want me to keep looking, or?
Maybe, but you maybe shouldn't get too far ahead of us.
That was my thinking.
So, do we want to head in and have you go ahead to check it out?
I was thinking I could kind of range 20 feet ahead of you to see what's going on. Check for traps and...
Is there that much space in this building?
Yes, it is a fairly large building. You could probably do about 20 feet.
He gives a bit of a nod.
Okay, if that's the form you're heading in, you give Ixalia a couple of seconds of movement. You still can't see her; she's invisible.
She's just gonna try to stay 15-20 feet ahead of the group, stopping them if she needs to stop and check something.
Ixalia, you head up to the upper floor of the laboratory, and it's in worse disarray up here. The floor kind of creaks a little bit, but it holds. It looks like there was it's like a library section maybe with some tables, and it's all fucking busted as hell. And there is a hole in the northeast corner leading to another room.
Yeah. I'm gonna regret this. I'm heading through.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless someone else is taking the lead, Asta will be at the point of the main group.
Mm-hmm. You're all seeing this a couple of steps behind Ixalia, so this is all your description for you as well. As you head into this next room, you have to kind of hop up and over some debris and shimmy down past a thing. But as you...
Is Shay still with us? Just so
Shay is still with you, yes.
Okay.
And as you hop up and over, the moment you hit the other side of this piece of rubble, the scent of flowers hit your nose. A very particular sort of flower and wild sort of like plant-like life-like smell. Odd. There's a very large room that sort of goes down like it was a 2-story built room with a small observation deck on the top. There are odd plants and flowers cover this area, and there are vines with grapes and all sorts of wild fruit. In the middle, there is another one of those glowing gemstones as it rests on one of 3 sort of sconces that are scattered across the wall. And in the middle of the room, you is what you recognize as a giant patch of wild rose whistle. In the middle of the rose whistle, there are 3 children, 2 of which are asleep, and the other is sitting up, weeping softly into her knees.
Okay. I'm gonna wait just in the entranceway of this room until everybody else catches up, and I'm gonna kind of sneak up behind Asta and kind of whisper. I don't suppose there's any way to tell if they're actual children rather than something pretending to be children?
If he has clean line of sight at this point,
You do.
he's gonna, he sort of taps at the side of his eye, and he is actually going to activate Spooky Vision now.
There are 3 child souls down there.
Yeah, the kids. He rubs the side of his eye again, and whatever sort of
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, we need to get them out of here. This is
intensity is in his gaze fade. Kids.
This is not the place for children. They need to be not here.
Yeah, they do.
Who is least... Granny? You're
Or
probably,
Shimmy?
you're
but-
probably least likely to terrify the children. Could you maybe
Yeah.
go down and talk to them?
I might also go. There's something I want to test.
Well, I'll go. I can. Yes.
There are a set of stairs that lead down to the bottom floor of this room.
I will need to be lifted off the cowman, but then I will go down the stairs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Aster is actually going to offer his shoulder for you.
She's not gonna do shoulder. She's just gonna
Okay.
walk on her own 2 tiny little feet.
Yeah.
Ix is going down with them invisible just to kind of watch their backs.
Invisibility does last only a minute.
Nope, it's less than an hour.
Less than an hour.
Sweet.
Mhm.
It's greater invisibility that only lasts a minute.
Yeah.
This one will break if you do an attack though.
X totally needs to sit down and have conversations with you at some point.
Conversations about bastardry.
Yes,
Oh,
some
yeah.
bastardry conversations.
Oh, yes.
About when you hit the bottom of the staircase, the child who is awake sort of her face sort of comes up, and she very puffy and crying, and she kind of gasps as she sees you, and she kind of stumbles to her feet. She looks like she has not eaten in a while.
Hello, dearie.
Hi. Are you here to help, please?
Oh goodness, yes, of course I'm here to help.
We're here to help. We're here to.
She breaks out into tears again and runs over and gives you a big hug, Irene.
Irene will just embrace her, pet her hair, pat on the back, like the shushing, soothing child. How old does this kid look, approximately?
She looks maybe 6 years old.
Oh,
She's so
oh,
small.
sweetheart.
God, I thought you were gonna say at the child. I'm like, what the fuck?
Can Ix give advantage on that? Because she's also kind of keeping an eye out.
You may.
Yes.
Yes, I do. Okay.
Strategy.
She's got a +7 at the moment.
It doesn't seem to be anything. The child in Irene's arms looks about 6 years old, human, and as she kind of runs across the little, I say run, but it's more like a stumbling run of someone who doesn't have a lot of energy. And as she makes the sort of stumbling run, the other 2 children kind of blink awake. One of them looks maybe 4 years old, little dwarven kid. And the other one is 3.
Oh god.
3-year-old tiefling, and
Oh
the human girl is just crying into Irene's arms.
You're all right, dear. We're here to help. It's all going to be okay, I promise.
Yeah.
Can someone ask how they got down here? In a minute, when they're calmer.
Yeah, Irene is trying to wait for the 6-year-old to sort of cry out a little bit more before she starts asking more questions.
Does there seem to be any of the wild forage that is within reach for Asta?
For Aster, yes.
Yeah.
They're
The kids have sort of picked everything they can reach.
yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Like
So
there are
Aster's
grapevines
got-
that seem there are grapevines that seem barren after up about around like 4 feet. That seems to be the main source of food around here.
Yeah. He's gonna grab a couple of bunches. He's also gonna rummage in his pack for some not whole rations, but like some bits of the more bready parts of the rations.
Ready, maybe a little jerky, like kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Easily done.
And his whiskey.
Yeah. The girl cries in your arms for a couple of minutes, Irene, but it really doesn't seem like she even has the energy to cry for very long. And she kind of hiccups to a stop, and the moment she sees your water skin, Aster, she like reaches out for it.
Yeah. Don't drink too fast, okay? Just a little bit.
She was going to fucking chug it, and then you say don't drink too fast, and she kind of stops.
Small sips, dear, small sips.
Yeah, little sips like you'd take of.
She kind of nods and sniffles and little tiny sip.
Oh.
Yeah. And he's gonna offer some of the fruit and some of the food.
Mm-hmm. The little 3-year-old is just like, yes, fucking please, grapes, goddamn.
It is particularly the grapes for the 2 younger ones.
Mm-hmm.
Because they haven't actually got the teeth in.
Yeah.
Well, they have, but they haven't got the.
Yeah, the little one is just like, the little one's just like, wait.
Ah!
Yeah.
The little 6-year-old's like, can I go home, please?
What did she say?
Can we go home?
Oh, we're gonna get you home, dear, just as soon as we figure out how you got here in the first place.
I don't know.
It's okay. Hey.
Okay. How do you know how long? Yeah.
A really long time.
Oh, dear, I'm so sorry.
It was Sissy's birthday. And I have to check my own fucking calendar. She gives you a date that is about a month ago.
Holy shit. Oh no. Irene is alarmed. Okay.
Okay. DM, I do have one quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Can Asta still hear the fucking song?
Yes. You can all still fucking hear it. It's dim though. Like it doesn't beat at you the same way it does otherwise. You can just hear it. Like it sounds more like it just is the sound of the song rather than the effect of the song.
Which raises Asta's next. Hey, what's your name?
My name's Gwen.
Nice to meet you, Gwen. I'm Asta.
Hi.
Is it okay if I let one of my friends in here? She's a little bit scary, but...
She nods.
Shay?
Yeah?
Could you come in here?
She sort of walks down the stairs, kind of pulls cloak up over her face to, like, try to hide the half-haggedness. Yeah?
In the room the rest of the way. It might help with the everything.
The moment she steps into the patches of the rose whistle, you see just this tension leak out of her body.
Asta gives her a bit of a relieved smile. Better?
She nods, and Gwen goes, I saw Mr. Slipfoot trying to. He wouldn't help Mr. O'Hara.
Dear.
What was she saying? Sorry, it was.
She.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We're here to help. Yeah.
She nods, and she kind of like munches a little on her bread.
Yeah. So, Parker, I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Any of the voices Asta has heard moderately recently, would they be the type of voice that might amuse a small child? Particularly voices he is very familiar with?
Maybe Trevor's.
Trevor.
I don't know what Trevor's voice is. So...
Trevor's voice is very like, sort of like kind of low, but kind of like little bouncy, kind of like
A little dopey.
Kind of like.
I love Trevor so goddamn much.
You only know his voice.
I know. False.
So I think Asta is gonna sort of shift himself a little bit, and it's a voice none of y'all have heard before.
Son? My son?
This deeper kind of dopey,
kind of cartoonish in that like
Yeah.
kinda, like cartoonish giant that is nice to the kid in the like the storybook kind of voice.
The one problem with doing that is I'm not sure what he'd actually say.
Yeah.
But the point is to try and startle a laugh out of the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Make it all seem slightly less terrible for a moment.
The 3-year-old is kind of startled in a way of like, I'm a little kid and I don't know what's going on. But Gwen and the 4-year-old kind of catch their attention, and you get a little smile out of Gwen at one point, just kind of doing a little voice as she kind of eats some bread.
Yeah.
So the 4-year-old and 3-year-old are awake, right? They're moving around and eating snacks.
Mm-hmm.
Irene is going to she's still holding on to Gwen, but she's going to sort of lean over to them. And you two, dear, what are your names?
Gwen kind of speaks up and goes, they're not old enough to talk very much. The little one is Luck, and that's Zaki. And she points at the dwarf as Zaki. And the tiefling is Luck.
They're babies. They're so small.
What were the names again?
Luck and Zaki.
Zaki, I'm gonna start crying again, you guys.
I cannot believe we've already adopted 3 more children.
Julius is enamored by Luck because that's a fucking cute name for a little tiefling child.
Irene wants to do like getting sort of with what Aster was getting at with the goofy voice, but doing something that she did for her kids like 100 times, like a little like illusion puppet show in front of them. And she's gonna like make a little like house pop up and show the 3 of them like marching to the little house, and just sort of narrate it like, yes, we're gonna get you all out of here. You're gonna go home. You're going to have a good rest, some proper rest, and some good food, and it's going to be all right. I promise. You know.
And Gwen seems not as interested in it, but the little 2 are fucking enamored by it.
Excellent.
I think Gwen is human, Zaki is dwarven, and Lucky's a tiefling.
Yes,
Baby.
Lucky is a little redskin tiefling.
Sorry,
Baby.
I noticed that. What was Zaki though?
Dwarf.
A dwarf.
Dwarf. Okay, sorry. I was trying to pay attention, but my dad is yelling, so.
I think Asta's gonna sit down and sort of gently open his arms at the kids.
Mm-hmm.
See if either of them want to take him up on it.
Zaki does very much, and I mean, so does Lucky, but Lucky's also like a little malnourished 3-year-old.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to scoop Lucky up a little bit on.
Yeah. Julius had been staying by Luck, but yeah, he will.
Luck, yeah.
He's
Sorry,
just-
Luck, not Luck.
Yeah.
Just Luck.
Julius will
I
just-
mean, Lucky as a nickname for
Yeah.
makes sense.
Julius is still on high alert with his crossbow, though.
Yeah.
Are there any other ways in or out of this space other than the one that we came in through?
Doesn't seem to be, no. Not with your perception check.
Okay.
You very much got the sense that these kids got trapped down here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna take a little bit to let you guys eat and deal with that, and then we'll work on getting you out, okay?
Gwen kind of nods, and she seems just like... She, like, finishes the little bits of bread, and she kind of like, can I have more?
Yeah.
Okay.
I kind of have my arms full. Just near the top of my pack, there's a couple of wrapped paper cloth.
She nods, and the next time anyone fucking looks at her, she's got like 2 open on her lap. It's just consumed.
Baby.
Yeah. I will figure out how many rations I need to mark off. But you know what? Asta also might put this as a business expense.
Baby.
Fair.
Right.
Fair and valid.
He's kind of very gently bouncing look. Letting Zaki find whatever's comfortable and just very gently bouncing look.
Baby children.
Are we staying here for a little while? Because
yeah, we should.
I'm going to go up the stairs. When I get up there, Nickel, can you drop the invisibility? I don't want to hook them by just appearing in front of them.
Easily done.
So yeah, literally just walk up the stairs, round the corner, wait until the invisibility drops, and then just kind of, again, grab the necklace, shift back to looking like Ixalia, and back down the stairs.
Yeah.
The song shifts to the other song you had heard from above ground the other day. And this is where you can take a short rest.
Yeah.
I'll use another hit dice, just to be safe.
Astra is basically trying to settle Zaki and Luck to sleep, or at least to some kind of rest.
My spell's back, which is nice.
I don't know if I lost any hit points.
I don't think you did. No, you didn't. You weren't right in the Quackoff's face. I kept you off to the side.
Yes.
Sorry.
No. Don't apologize. It's wonderfully creepy.
It's deeply unsettling.
Yeah.
So sorry, my dad had walked in and I had to deal with that shit. Are we
We're taking a short rest.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes.
Astra is currently in the process of soothing the two because Irene seems to have Gwen well in hand. So Asta has got the 2 babs and is just
And while all the kids are eating too, Irene's gonna just like general prestidigitation, like clean them all up, make them feel a little bit less gross and sad because they're baby.
Yeah, then we'll do some little sparkle prestidigitations as well. Just for funsies to keep them distracted.
Entertain the babies.
I think particularly for the 2 that Astra's got, he does sort of flick his hand up and let the little dancing lights. Wait, does he actually have dancing lights? I feel like he does, but I'm mixing them
You
up
have
with...
light. You have light.
Ah, okay.
Julius can use a little bit of thaumaturgy because he just learned that and make like little I don't know. Like little fun noises or something.
I think Asta might also do. Hey, come on, please get up.
Everybody's just scanning their spell sheets right now to figure out what we have to entertain children. And
I entertain children.
Irene's entire spell sheet is based on what she can do to entertain children.
Julie
Over-
will mend some
over
of their
your-
broken clothes, you know.
And during this hour, Gwen starts talking about like taking care of the little two kids on her own.
Oh,
Oh my god.
She's baby.
She's
sweetheart.
like 6, isn't she?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Irene is not crying, she just looks like she wants to cry.
Oh my god.
I think at one point Asta is going to look at Shay and look at Gwen and the littles that he's got.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to figure out how he wants to word this. Hey Gwen, I mentioned my friend was a little bit scary. Is it okay if she takes her hood down for a bit of comfort?
Shay goes, it's okay.
Okay.
I don't.
If you're sure.
She nods. And Gwen kind of goes, talk about scary thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's safe here with the and she kind of like pats the rose whistle. I don't know how to get home.
We could take a bunch of bundles.
Yeah, we can take some off and it.
How much of it is there that is like accessible?
There is so much.
So much?
rose whistle. There is an
Okay.
obscene amount of rose whistle. Like honestly, there's probably several of the crates worth that we.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, I know that wearing it a little helps keep that, and he makes a vague, ambiguous gesture towards the outside and the horrifying song of no.
Mm-hmm. She just kind of gets quiet. Why didn't I think of that?
Because you have been very scared and you have been focused on looking after you and Zaki and Luck.
She looks like she's gonna cry again.
Well, you know what? You know what is a wonderful idea, though, Asta, is we could make little, PK can't think of the fucking words for the things you put on your head. Flower crown. God. We could make little crowns out of the rose whistle so that you can wear it and it can be a lovely thing and a helpful thing.
Mm-hmm. Gwen, did you ever make daisy chains when you were...
She nods.
Do you remember how to?
She nods again.
Well, what a good project. Alex, dear, could you pull us down some and then we can get started?
Can I?
I mean,
You can start picking rose whistle and pull down some of the vines to help. Like rose whistle stems are very thin.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So very.
Do I have to roll for it?
No, you can just pull vines down. It's fine.
I'm tall. Yeah.
This is part of why I asked to compare it to daisy chains.
Mm-hmm. They're very thin, but like they're not very sturdy. So you kind of have to reinforce with the vines, and it's kind of a little bit of a start and go process. But you can make little flower crowns for you and your friends and the children.
Oh, flower crowns.
Also,
Flower
Gwen's gonna
crowns.
be on in a minute. She had a tension headache and took some muscle relaxers, so she overslept.
That's
valid.
Although that does mean that there is a thing that needs to happen, sort of between this going on and between when we leave, which is gonna be fun.
Make a damn flower crown.
So I think that Asta does. I think he does a flower crown each for the kids, and also a rose whistle chain necklace
Mm-hmm.
for the kids.
Why does it make me think of the way people do up garlic for vampires?
Yeah.
I'm thinking little kind of posies like they used to have in the Plague and the Black Death and stuff.
As you finish the crowns for the children, Gwen goes, "Wait, Ollie, you need ones?" And she starts going around trying to make flower crowns for All of you.
I'm going to fucking cry again. What the hell?
Kids are so
Aster is
adorable.
going to accept one, and he's gonna kind of nudge Shay into accepting one.
Baby. These children are baby.
Hi, Nagi.
Hi, Nagi.
Yeah, sorry, I overslept. I'm sorry.
No, you're so
good.
valid, my dude. I was just worried about you.
Yeah, no, I took a painkiller at like 10, and I thought that would be enough time for me to nap and wake up. But apparently, then I woke up, and then I was like, uh-oh, it's way past game time.
We have managed to find ourselves a bit of a respite area with a whole lot of rose whistle growing. And 3 kids who have been trapped here for like a month.
They literally are
Okay.
babies. There's like a 3-year-old,
It's 3 or 4 and a 6-year-old.
yeah.
Okay,
We
so
are
what
in
all
the
do
process
we...
of doing flower crowns.
Of doing what?
Flower crowns of the rose whistle.
Oh, okay, yeah. Nagi will help with that.
Yeah.
Everyone gets flower crowns.
Surprisingly wholesome while we are sitting here with literal starving children.
Yeah, also, can Nagi pull out some rations and offer them some?
Oh,
yeah.
Everyone's been given rations. Everyone's been doing dancing lights and minor illusion and like voices and shit.
We're trying
Okay.
to feed these
Because
poor
they're
babies.
baby. They need baby treatment.
Because these are severely scared and traumatized children, and Aster wants to make it at least a little bit easier.
Because they are baby.
Literal babies.
DM, did we know any names of the kids that had gone missing?
No. You had never asked.
Yeah.
Well, that was
Sounds
dumb
like
bitch
that.
hours of us.
Gwen? Do you, beyond Mommy and Daddy, can you tell me your parents' names? What's your family name, sweetie?
Oh, my last name? My last name is, she, like, thinks for a second, Shiro.
That's brilliant. Thank you, sweetie.
That's Gwen's last name?
Yes. And then she points at Zaki and goes, he's one of Mr. Half-Whistle's grandchildren. And then she goes, and Luck lives at the tavern at the inn.
Okay.
Is he
Thank
the
you.
innkeeper's son?
She nods.
Alright. Sorry, my voice just went to bias for a minute.
You're good.
This tender little child.
An excellent amount of information. Thank you, Gwen.
So, Lecto,
Yeah.
would you be willing to take the little ones for a moment while I
Yeah,
need to have a bit of a snuggie.
he nods, and will hold out his arms for the children.
Aster and Nagi can go on a little bit of a walk, and Nagi can get an info dump.
Yeah, Nagi will follow.
Because this is the first chance we've had to actually give this info dump.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That said, we can sort of time skip through it, and I can let you know post-session what the fuck is up.
Yeah.
Yeah, otherwise we're gonna be sitting here.
Well, we could time
otherwise-
skip and just RP it or something, I guess, because we
Yeah.
have that channel for it.
Yeah.
Well, the
Yeah.
private DM, yeah.
Because
Yeah,
otherwise, the majority of the party's going to be sitting here for a fucking half an hour.
That
there's a
was my
lot of
plan
info to
anyway,
dump.
but Aster wants to have that conversation while we have the chance.
Mhm.
Yeah.
After the hour is just about up, Shay goes, so who's taking them back up to the surface?
We should probably all go.
About how long of a walk has it been to get to our point right here?
It's been a couple of hours.
Yeah.
I'm carrying the
Yeah.
children.
There's also since I assume Astra's back, but Astra, now you're back to this point.
Yeah.
I mean, the watch. We didn't see the watch come in the way we did, so maybe there's another entrance.
Well, maybe if we can go up through the area that we came in, we might be able to get off scot-free.
Yeah.
Shay
It is a
goes.
walk, but
Do we think we can get back up into that turtle ship? Is my concern.
I mean, technically, I think Julius would have left his rope at one of those points because we had to tie it off somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Shay goes, well, I mean, I think we could all climb up, but we climb up with children.
Maybe.
Sure, between us manage, even if it involves making some kind of sling to carry them up in.
Yeah.
Julius does pull the gestures to the purple scarf he's got around his belt, and it's like that giant
Yeah, that might work for Lokozaki.
Well, we could make a harness for Gwen.
Yeah.
They are very light, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They might be able to just hold on to us while we go up.
They are exhausted enough that I don't know how long they'd be able to stay awake to hold on to us.
How steep is the incline, or however, what we're trying to get up?
So, okay, at one point in the cavern, you had to drop from, there were two 20-foot drops. There was one from,
okay.
like a beach ship down into a pool, and then one down off the side of a waterfall.
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, one of us could always go up, and we have rope. We could always just
We do.
make a system to pull the kids up.
Shay goes, what about the Kuatoa? They gotta have a way out.
We could leave the rope for them, or
I think Shay's suggesting ask the Kuatoa how they get out.
So there was a
true.
small village of Kuatoa a few caverns back.
okay.
Their
Yeah.
way out
that's
might
true.
involve swimming, and I don't.
Yeah.
There were some fish in the water that eat us.
That
Probably.
accidentally nearly.
Yeah, maybe just
okay,
going
so-
up, and then
So maybe, but they have a way out that's probably not through that pool of carnivorous fish, because. So maybe. Asta kind of bites his lip a little bit, and Shay, maybe if you come with me, we can try and negotiate with the Kuatoa to show us their way out, and we can maybe get the kids out that way.
Shay nods.
Because they like you. They like you, and I can talk to them.
It would be easier than trying to hold these kids up 40 feet drops, you know?
Yeah, I don't. That waterfall wasn't the easiest to climb down. I think climbing up it would. Okay, so is that our plan?
Seems like the best one we've got so far.
Agreed.
Shay has accepted a flower crown, right?
Yes, Shay has accepted the flower crown.
I think Astra is also going to do a necklace for her as well.
Mm-hmm. She is very happy to take it.
Yeah. I don't know how much it'll help, but it might. Maybe.
She nods. So y'all are walking back to the Kuatoa cavern?
At least
guess.
Shay are?
I mean,
Yeah.
No, I think we should
we'll
stay
follow-
together.
I think we should follow a little bit behind, just to keep the
Mhm.
children
Yeah.
out of sight, just in case they're like, oh yes, these are the heretics we also stole."
Heretic children. Heretic children.
Now, I did get the name True Ludu, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, I have a vague idea on how Astra's going to bullshit this.
Okay. Y'all walk back to the Kuatoa cavern, and Shay and Aster head out forward with the kids. Shay kind of has Luck kind of propped up on like an arm, and Gwen says she can walk. especially now that she's had a little bit to eat. But she very much clings to your hand, Aster.
Yeah, and I think Aster might have Zaki tucked up.
Put him in a baby sling.
Zaki is not his full name. That's just what Gwen knows.
Yeah, but
unless somebody took luck from him, Julius is holding luck.
Shay would have taken luck from you.
Would have taken luck because we are.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I guess we get to try and negotiate with fish people.
Before we do that, I need to pee really quick. Goodbye.
Yep.
I'll be right back.
I'm gonna let my cat in because he's yelling at me.
Someone fully catch Jamie up.
Okay, so it shouldn't be me because I actually missed a fair chunk of session to stuff. So.
Hi.
Is anyone gonna catch Jamie up, or should I just?
I can catch Jamie up. Sorry, I was not paying attention. Bear with me. Putting things on my laptop and breaking things. So we headed past the dead Quaggoth. We headed down the cavern, because there seemed to be nowhere else to go, and we're all dumbasses.
Yep.
The cavern basically seemed to be pre-existing before the fort sank, and the fort sinking kind of just opened up this access from it through the cavern. And we headed through until we found a turtle ship, which is something worth googling because they're kind of cool. And basically there was the way that had broken down basically gave us a passage to go from this cavern that was a dead end through to another cavern beyond the ship, to which there was a 20-foot drop into a big pool of water. For which Ix, with her stupid passive perception, couldn't see the far side, but could see a passage tunnel leading off to one side. So we took the boat. I think Nagi actually pulled down the boat because the rest of us were busy debating things. So as to avoid getting eaten by the person eating fish, the carnivorous fish in the water, we followed the tunnel. We came to a waterfall with a net across it. Me and Sarah both completely misunderstood the cavern and nearly caused genocide amongst the Kuatoa.
I did too, to be fair.
And then the DM had to step in and kind of go, yeah, no, if you do that, you're going to kill everything. So we kind of went, oops, and didn't do that.
Yeah.
the
Once we get to
Kuatoa...
Shade Gallows, I will tell you all the story of how I dealt with it.
So does Ixalia have Observant?
Ixalia has eye stalks now.
Ixalia has the Floop Dougal eyes at the moment.
Oh, okay. So her perception's stupid high right now.
It's currently +7.
Oh, okay. Who had the high passive perception? Sorry.
Ix does at the moment. I think.
Oh, nice.
17.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's one higher than mine.
Shay went down and spoke to the Kuatoa because he was fed up with the rest of us kind of flapping and faffing around. The red Kuatoa seemed chipper to see her. There were a couple of green Kuatoa in cages who basically, the red Kuatoa say that the green Kuatoa are heretics, the green Kuatoa say that the red Kuatoa are heretics.
It's a whole
because they worship different gods. One is the Floop Dougal, one is the Floop thing.
Yeah, it's basically an argument over who can have the stupidest named deity.
Religious rights. It's like Catholics and Christians fighting.
We made it past the Kuatoa village and saw a stone building that occupied part of the next cavern, which had a sign out front saying Strayed Laboratory. And basically not trusting that, we all kind of went nope and decided to investigate. At which point Ix heard children inside scared and crying. Nin made the mistake of making Ix invisible and giving Ix all sorts of ideas of how the two of them can cause trouble. Went in and we found 3 kind of traumatized, emaciated little children. Which is when
a whole lot of wild growth.
Yeah.
Stuff, roses, still grapes, a few other things, but
there's a whole underground garden down there.
All of the grapes that they could reach. So they've been having a rough time once they sort of they could reach. We showed up, gave them some food, helped calm them down, and then you showed up.
Yeah.
Nice.
And apparently,
Gwen did make the interesting comment that Mr. Slipfoot wouldn't help.
That was what I was gonna say. He apparently had showed up and didn't help them.
It might have been DM mess up. I'll ask when Parker gets back.
I bet you it was like when he was in the other parts of the tunnels, is what I'm thinking. Because it might have been while they were walking by or something, maybe. Because I assumed they were mind controlled and brought down.
Yeah, we don't know. We will ask Parker once.
Yeah, I guess kids down, possibly following the song.
Because I mean, the mushroom people had said before that they had seen 3 mind-controlled little ones walk by.
They also mentioned as well that they thought maybe I might have misnoted that, but I'm sure I had notes saying that they thought
Triple did it. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm wondering if maybe the maroon ones, maybe they thought Shay's sister is the Troop-Luk-Du.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
Oh, good.
I had forgotten to take a lactate before I ate some mac and cheese, so.
One question for you. You had one say that Mr. Slipfoot didn't help. Is that the name you meant for this person?
I meant Mr. Hara didn't help.
Hara, okay. You said Slipfoot at first, so.
Slipfoot's dead as fuck.
He's a revenant now.
Hara.
I meant Hara didn't help. Mr. Hara didn't help.
Oh, that's okay. He needs to die now as well.
Oh, yeah.
Do not say that in front of the kids.
Oh, no. This is totally out of character comment. Although,
we good to get back into it?
I'm probably going to head off soon because I'm running my head off, but I'm good for 5-10 minutes longer.
You're super valid. So when you head back to the Kuatoa settlement, they see Shay and freak out again. And after a couple of minutes of them kind of swarming her, she kind of motions at you to talk to the master.
I am just very quickly going to roll a wisdom to see how he handles this. Because there's one way that could be potentially very good, but there's another. But it could also get him branded as. Okay.
Okay.
So I think he does start with, can you help us? We want to get the... Would I have an idea of the term for baby fish people?
Yes, you would.
Yeah. He is going to specifically use that term when referring to the kids. It's not safe for them here. You want them hurt.
What?
So he's asking for help on behalf of the kids.
Okay.
Using whatever the Kuatoa term is, and says the Troop-Luk-Du wouldn't want them hurt.
Make a persuasion check at advantage. Your DC is so low because of your mentioning the Troop-Luk-Du, and Shay is like, They kind of confer amongst themselves for a minute, and they go, Can swim? No swim?
No swim.
No swim. Path.
Too hurt to swim.
Cave path. And they kind of like grab at one of your cloaks, Aster, and sort of start to pull you like into the like section of water towards their village.
He's gonna heft Zaki up a bit more and
the part of the lake that they pull you through is only up to your knees.
Okay, so it's up to about Gwen's
middle or so.
Yeah, about her waist. Okay.
She's kind of like ew, but
I know. You can have a bath when you get home. Yeah.
She nods.
A nice bath.
And off to the side of the village on stilts, there is what looks like a small cave opening. It looks to be just about big enough to maybe fit a humanoid, like a medium humanoid in there. Certainly big enough for the kids in the Kuo-toa, but it would be a hell of a squeeze, especially for Alex.
Yeah.
But Asta being kid-ish and Shay, do you want to come with us, or do you want to go out with the kids? Make sure they get home.
Update on my friend who's having surgery sent a message that says, "Am out of surgery, am verse swirly."
Fantastic.
That's so cute.
That's so good.
Verse swirl.
Verse swirl.
Shay goes, I mean, I feel like I need to go see Rosalind, but someone needs to walk with the kids, make sure, you know.
I'll go.
You aren't here yet.
Oh.
We were negotiating with the Kuo-toa.
You're behind it. You're behind a turn in the thing.
Yeah.
That said, Nin can cast Disguise Self at will. Just putting that out there.
She kind of goes, I mean, if anyone's going to leave, it should probably be either me or you. We're the most affected by the
Kuo-toa like you, and they know you at least well enough to and I need to help keep my friends alive. We've already had one close call.
She kind of looks at you and she goes, "You're kind of old for 15-year-old.
Kinda.
You have such a weird..." And she shakes her head and she goes, It's nothing."
He kind of makes a little go-ahead gesture. A bit curious.
She kind of pauses and she sort of thinks for a second. She goes, I'm not so good at magic. You know, I don't know anything, but I have learned the way certain things feel, and you feel weird.
Yeah, that's about my life. Do you think you're going to be able to make it through that gap without too much?
Yeah, I'm pretty skinny. I can stoop a little.
Okay.
If you have to kill her, please kill her quick.
I know. I won't. If she is still alive, it's already been awful enough.
I know she probably needs to die.
I know. I'll offer her whatever mercy we can. Okay?
Thank you.
He's gonna give Shay a very gentle hug.
She takes it. And she kind of like looks down at the kids and goes, "Okay, remember how Aster said I might be a little scary?" And the kid and Gwen kind of nods, and she looks up at you, Aster, and she kind of pulls down the hood, and Gwen kind of stiffens and pulls back a little bit.
It's okay. She's
She offers out her little like hag hand for Gwyn to take, and Gwyn kind of touches it, and then finds out it's okay, and like kind of takes her hand.
Okay. Asta is gonna grab the pale orange overcloak, and he's going to wrap it around probably Zach, and do a bit of a sling for Shay, because she's only got 2 pants.
Yeah. Shay helps you set that up, and then soon she has all 3 kids in tow, and the flute doogler kind of tug on her.
Baby
The Kuatoa.
Yeah. The little Kuatoa fall on her, and she goes, Kuatoa, be careful. Be careful.
I know.
See you on the surface. And she lets the Kuatoa lead her into the little cave with the children.
Yeah. Are there any Kuatoa left?
There's a couple. They're kind of looking at you kind of weird.
Yeah. Asta thinks, and I would like to seek an audience with the Tripludo. Can you tell me how far I have to go?
Right the fuck now?
They kind of chitter amongst themselves, and they go, Tripludo, and they point down the way that towards the laboratory where it was. Other side of building, and dragon.
Dragon?
Huh?
Dragon.
Hello? Whoa, just gonna drop that one on us, huh?
One of them goes, dragon bones.
Oh, okay.
Okay. It's a little
Still.
Mild panic.
Asta is going to give one of those very bright smiles that Irene Wood sparkles on.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for your help.
What did I just do? Uh-oh. What did I just... No. I don't want to drag any files into Discord, please. What the hell is going on?
Zig and Zag on y'all!
I think you guys from the distance, you're in whatever uncommon sounds like when Asta's speaking it. It's like very alarmed.
And then calm again.
Yeah.
I presume you make your way back to the group.
Yeah. And he's going to relay that. Okay, so Shay took the kids out an exit. There's apparently dragon bones further up. The Kuatoa is the Tripludo is past those. Past the building. So that's where we're at.
Did you say anything about dragon bones? Sorry, my brain was...
Yeah, past dragon bones.
Okay. Julius just, like, seems to stiffen at the word dragon and then relaxes immediately at bones, and he's like, no, unless it's a lich, we're alright.
Yeah, I had about
Do
that
not
reaction too.
fate like that.
Yeah, do not.
Good lord.
I think this town would be fucked if it was a lich, just saying.
The first thing they said was past dragon. Understandably.
That's terrifying.
By that.
Yeah.
They're terrified to say dragon bones.
Alright, that's better.
Alright, so we're going past the laboratory and then past the dragon bones of the dead dragon that is dead.
Absolutely dead. If it's not dead, I'll be disappointed.
If it's not dead, we soon will be.
We'll find out in the afterlife.
I suppose we will, shall we?
And you head past the laboratory. And into another section of cave. Cave Johnson, no. You've been walking through Cave Johnson this whole time.
Cave Johnson.
Jeez.
Cave Johnson. Walking
Cave
through Cave Johnson, that's
Where-
a magic school bus.
Where in here?
As you walk,
Sure, Parker could do a decent Cave Johnson voice.
I'm Cave Johnson. Anyway,
God.
so past the laboratory, you enter into another sort of.
I think Asta does ask for one thing, because I think he is somewhat covered in the sludge and muck around the...
Yeah.
Nana, would you be willing to...
Irene is already cleaning him off. Just as soon as he starts, she's prestidigitation, clean the boy.
Thank you, Nana.
You're welcome, dear.
As you head past the laboratory, you enter another cave system. There's an offshoot to your left, and then forward the path splits into two paths, left and right.
Ah.
Well, I don't suppose there were directions.
Past the dragon bones.
Yeah.
Does it sound like there's any music or singing coming from any direction more strongly than the other?
As you continue walking north, it's getting louder.
Are one of the directions north?
So one of the paths to the left sort of goes like south to the left and south, and then and then there's the other left path, and then the north, the right path that both seem to head in the northerly direction. And as you get closer to that break, you realize it's less of a break and more there's a giant sort of cavern, and there's just a big rock in the middle of it.
Oh.
To your right, you spot what might look like the starts of a dragon skeleton.
Well,
Well.
they're right.
Nagi wants to go look at the dragon skeleton.
That would be some dragon bones.
Asta is gonna summon light to his hand, and he's gonna peer around the left.
Around towards the left, there seems to be what looks like the start of another little water portion.
Okay.
Water
Fuck that.
level.
But yeah, no. Nagi is beelining for the dragon bones.
Excellent. Julius will join you.
Oh my god. So, a dragon skeleton lies smashed in by a cave-in. Stalactites now piercing what, like in between bones, what must have been its body at one point.
Oof.
You can walk around it.
Irene's gonna point at where it got like smashed in and say, "It's got worse arthritis than I do."
Are there any just like
Are the claws still there?
Yeah, are the
Yeah,
teeth
like-
still there? Because I want a tooth.
teeth, claws, like bone shards?
As you head towards the skull to look for teeth, there is a note pinned to it.
Oh, what's it say?
Keep hands off.
You pick up the note, Nagi, and you read it, and there, in scrawled writing, reads a small poem. A dragon born, a dragon died, a dragon named Indeed. When stealing from the demon hag, a tombstone you will need. And then dash Tatshiba. And as you finish it, the skull starts to shake.
No!
And
Fuck off.
Uh-oh. Hey, guys!
Oh,
and then
shit.
and it rises, the skull itself rises from the ground. And I'm going to need everyone to roll initiative.
Are you serious?
Fuck, Julius! Oh no, I did this.
Fuck you. Damn it, Julius!
Hey, it's
Fucking
just
mean.
Is it just the skull or the whole
It
dragon?
is just the skull.
Okay,
I got to Google your dragon skulls to look for them. The Google your dragon skulls are so
Oh, can you do the turn order?
Yes, hold on 1
I
second.
forgot my token.
Oh god.
I need to clear it, I think, actually. No, it's not. Okay.
I feel so dumb, but that's funny. I don't know if I can add him to the turn order though, Julius.
If you just click on your token before you roll initiative.
Initiative.
Yeah.
Thing. Jamie, your initiative is fucking. You should have your bonus to it. It just did a flat roll for your initiative.
Let me see.
Yeah,
I am hovering over it, and it just.
Oh yeah,
did
that's
a-
because I don't have the. Yeah, that's right. So I'll do. What is my bonus is +4, so it's 22.
Irene, why you gotta be like this, Irene?
Julius is for sure not in the front here.
Yeah, Nagi was the closest to the skull.
Good thing we're all super clumped together.
Yeah.
On Alex's shoulders.
Nagi, the skull rises up ahead of you, and as it starts to rise up, the eyes sort of pop little blue lights in it. As it wakes up. What do you do?
Yeah, I'm going to. Sorry, looking at all my. Yeah, she's gonna do a little kid scream and then, like, probably instinctively just start punching it.
Instinctive.
Roll your attacks.
Okay.
That will hit.
Okay, cool. And then, so that's that damage, and then, oh, where is it?
That will not hit.
Oh, okay. Also, for some reason, it's 1d4 instead of 1, because my martial arts die is 1d6 right now, right? It's not. It's never as low as
You're
1d4, right?
Level 4, so it should be, yes.
Okay, yeah, I have to fix that.
Sorry, I'm having a look.
Or maybe it is 1d4?
Is
I'm
it? Yeah.
having a look. I've got my book. It starts as a 1d4.
Okay, cool. So it's probably gonna go up soon. Okay, cool.
To a d6 at level 5.
Okay.
So
Cool. Okay, one more level. Sweet. And then that was attack, bonus action. Yeah, I don't know. I'll save my key point for now. My key points.
Yeah.
Okay. That is your turn.
Do you do full attack if we don't move?
I
Oh yeah,
do
that's
full
true.
attack, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna do full attack then.
Okay.
Another
Roll
attack.
another attack.
Yeah.
That'll hit.
Cool.
Pap, pap, pap.
7 damage.
Excellent.
And yeah.
You pap, and then you miss the next one as you're expecting flesh, and so bone, you kind of don't quite connect with the bone the second time, and then you correct and hit it the third time.
Yeah.
Pap, pap, pap.
Pap, pap, pap.
Nin, your turn.
I mean, I think Ix would probably go first because she's got higher dex.
Right, Ixalia. Almost certainly goes first.
Okay. Sorry, I was just checking base. She's gonna swing around this side.
Okay.
Both to give flanking, but also, she has advantage on the first attack anyway.
Yes.
A short sword. 24.
Nice.
That
one
hits.
has sneak attack. 2! Fucking 2 on the sneak attack!
Oof.
Oh.
Ugh. And then, dagger for the bonus action.
Mm-hmm.
Dagger, dagger, dagger.
That will also hit.
7 on that one.
Alright.
And she moved, so that's it.
Okay. Yeah, your blades strike out, and you manage to get right into one of that little glowing eye sockets. And that seems to do a hell of a bit of damage. Nin!
I am going to cast Witch Bolt at second level.
I will say this thing is already looking very crumbly.
Oh, it's already
Yeah.
okay. In that case, I'm just gonna Eldritch Blast it.
Roll
no
an
point
attack.
wasting a spell slot.
Eldritch Blast.
That'll hit.
Oh,
Wow.
Oh no.
It splashes against one of the bone ridges, but it does burn it a little bit.
Then I'm going to just duck maybe over here.
Probably smart. Julius.
take a cue from Exalia and well, actually no, he's going to first firebolt it.
Alright, roll an attack.
Because he did alright the last time he did that. That's an 8 though.
That will miss, unfortunately.
I feel like he, instead of like being cool like he did before, he like flings it just like half-heartedly with his finger, and then he's going to run after Exalia.
X or
Because
run
he's
after
like,
X
nope.
or Nin?
Or Nin, you mean.
Not Exalia, Nin, sorry. God. Let's see. He'll probably like...
Eventually, we will all get each other's names.
That's a pretty bold fucking assumption.
Yeah.
Alex, it is your turn.
You'll follow
Hello.
after Nimmer.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
There is an animated
Hello?
dragon skeleton. Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
I hear you.
Yeah, sorry. Oh god, dragon's cool.
It looks bad and crumbly, like this thing's very old, and what damage it has taken has, like, already made it unstable.
Oh, so then I can just guiding bolt it, that's fine. Right?
Roll your attack.
It is trying to kill us, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I will guiding bolt it.
Roll your attack.
Okay, I'm still working on guiding bolt in the editor. Hold on. $15.
That'll hit.
10.
You kill it dead.
Yeah!
The guiding bolt splashes and sends and scatters the skull into ash.
No!
Oh. No teeth.
No.
Congrats, you beat my skull challenge.
Okay.
My-
So there
my
absolutely. Okay, so there are absolutely no teeth left, right?
No teeth. There are claws
Okay.
though.
Yeah, Nagi will go for a claw then.
And will as well, and like maybe a finger bone if there's one.
Exalia is busy side-eyeing it now, and it's just like, nope.
This was an adult dragon. These bones are big.
Yep.
Chunky.
Yeah. Just walk out carrying a huge ass
Nothing-
claw.
Yeah, nothing
over
was
his
learned from this experience. I hope you understand.
Yep.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, the bones are just loose and around. Like, there's a couple. Like, the main body is kind of trapped underneath rocks, so ribs would be hard, but claws you can get just fine.
If there's any powdered bone, Julius will kind of just scoop some up.
You can scoop some up.
I'll go for some bones and maybe like the smallest like bone she can find, like a finger bone or something.
Sad, just stealing
you can.
bones. When the note
Yeah.
said, "You don't steal my shit."
Yeah. Nagi's looking for like a pinky claw or a thumb claw, one of the smaller claws.
Easily done. Just pick up what the fuck you want.
Loot dragon
Um,
bones.
Asta's sort of gonna keep looking ahead.
Around that little rock portion, you can see part of the pool of water that was down the other way. But just before it is a path that heads north.
Okay. Onward?
Yeah, onward. I'm
I'm
gonna.
gonna
Sorry, go
have to
ahead.
duck out at this point. Sorry, folks.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Go. Sleep. Thank you.
Falling asleep.
I'm gonna keep an eye out as we're going, just for anything. Eye and ear out, basically. Perception checking as we go.
You may roll your perception check.
Yeah. Only 11.
I mean, it sure is.
It sure is.
Yeah.
You head up the cavern.
So I'm going, we should come more carefully. Astra's.
As you head up through this northern part of the cavern, there's some twists and turns. At one point, it gets kind of tight, and you have to squeeze through one at a time. And just past that little squeezy bit, it opens back up into like a 30-foot little walkway, and then past that, it opens up further. And I need to change the music.
because I know where the fuck we are.
As you
do we want to continue, or do we want to call it?
I want to at least get this physical description out.
Okay.
And then we can decide at that point. You step forward into this cavern opening. It is an opening overlooking a much larger drop, maybe down into the Underdark, maybe, but you can't see too far past it. And in fact, the first thing that catches your notice, actually, is a sign in front of this cavern that reads, "Welcome to the new Jester."
Oh.
Oof.
And stretching out in front of you,
Don't like that.
ramshackle, rotting wood, and what looks like carnival stalls.
Oh god.
Oh god.
Over the edge of the caverns, you can see what looks like a handmade roller coaster rail stretching out and over the empty space.
Oh.
At each of the stands, there are Kuatoa standing up in perfect attention, dressed as some form of jester with what looks like dirty clown makeup plastered across their faces.
Sorry, I'm trying to edit my...
I'm not a fan.
Oh, this is a lot. This is a lot.
I think, because Asta does have the lights and more front, I think all of you here just, you know what? I correct everything I have said. This is the worst thing I have ever seen.
Julius is just bright grin on his face. It goes from mildly disturbed to delighted, and he's like, "This is horrible. I love it."
Is it genuinely grotesque, or is it?
It is genuinely grotesque.
Okay. Otherwise, it might be excited, but if it's genuinely creepy and awful to look at, then.
To your immediate left, there is a small hut that up on top of it reads information booth. And there is a Kuatoa sitting there.
Aww.
Same creepy clown makeup?
Yep.
Fucking.
Why?
Welcome to the new smiling jester.
Why?
Interesting.
Orca did not write this.
Is this where our sanity score is going to come into play?
Not quite yet.
Excellent.
Don't like that.
I'm so pleased.
What do you do?
Information desk first. What did the troop do?
As you approach the information booth, the Kuatoa reaches up one little... Its eyes are very distant and blank, and it reaches up one little fin towards a painted sign that lists the attractions.
Oh, I hate how happy you sound about this.
It's a fun carnival, guys.
Yeah.
Do I dare ask, what are the attractions?
In order, there is Dunkatoa, Philatoa, Wakatoa, and then listed 1, 2, 3, 4, with the third, there's, in a subheading, it says, performers. And there are 4 entries. The third one is scratched out. The first one reads, Edgar Windhowler the Fool. The second reads, Lank the Strongman. The third one, scratched out, reads Dart Slitfoot the Lion Tamer. And the fourth one reads Fortune Hara the Magician.
Fuck.
Underneath that reads Cat and Mouse Roller Coaster, The Freak Show, and Wheel of Chance.
Fuck.
Holy shit.
What in the goddamn?
What the hell are these stupid motherfuckers doing? What?
No!
Well, they know their dude is dead, I guess.
Perhaps he just didn't show up for dress rehearsal.
Okay. Where's the song coming from? Where's the song coming from?
The song
Inside
is coming
the house.
from north. Up north. Further past everything.
We're gonna have to pass all of this to get to. Asta has that very tight, I'm about to Mick fucking lose it smile.
Get out of your mind.
Okay.
Well,
You don't have to interact with the attractions.
Are they like looking at us?
Yes.
They're all just fucking looking at us?
Yep.
Do we need tickets?
The Kuatoa shakes his head.
Oh, does it
Free to play. Excellent.
Does it understand common?
It doesn't respond.
Okay.
Asta's gonna ask in Undercommon. Do you understand us?
It does not respond.
Huh. Oh dear. Yeah. Oh dear. Okay. All right then.
They must be mind controlled then. Gotcha.
Oh.
Okay.
Well.
That's great.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear.
If their mind
Can-
and that the watch are too.
Can we just set this whole place on fire, maybe?
We should not do that.
Not the Kuatoa. They're kind of innocent bystanders.
Well, the only way out is through.
I was gonna say, how about we just speed run through this area and figure out where that noise is coming from?
I don't think we have to interact with the attractions, so we can just go. Just go.
Yeah, just as fast as we possibly can.
In a little U on the other side of the information booth, there is what appears to be the little game sections. There's a dunk tank with a Kuatoa sitting up on the little platform with the sign that reads Dunkatoa. The Philatoa attraction is essentially a macabre making of those carnival games where you have the little water gun.
That's what I thought.
You shoot at a little target, except the targets are Kuatoa with their mouths hung open.
God.
Oh lord.
And the Wakatoa, it's whack-a-mole.
No! Don't say it! Don't finish it.
Anyway. I presume none of you are interested in the games?
Nah.
No, you're not.
I mean, it's a fucking haunted carnival. Why would we be?
So
yeah, I think Asta's just going to, possibly he's going to be saying, like, would there have been a holiday recently that would have sort of come with a carnival?
Let me check my calendar. Let me pull that up on my phone. I don't believe so, but let me check. I don't have my holiday schedule fully memorized yet.
Gosh, Parker, why don't you have your holiday schedule fully memorized for the giant world that you built?
Shut the fuck up. No. I mean, there was one, maybe about a week and a half ago. Thayer was about a week and a half ago.
Yeah. Well, I think Asta is anyway going to, I mean, I can see the vibe of, and whatever holiday sort of generally includes carnivals.
It's not Thayer.
Yeah.
It is typically either, the Summer's Dawn Festival, or, Drenali, not Drenali, Drenali, which is like a Halloween stand-in.
Yeah. This is all the worst parts of the Drenali Festival just taken to 11. I hate this. This is...
Alright, let's just walk. Just walk. Just go. Just walk.
past the games in another section of 4 little stands, there is what is labeled the performers row.
Do
the
we see
first
something
one-
equally horrible?
Yes. In the first little stand, it is an open sort of like platform stage, and Edgar Windhowler stands there, his lute in his hand. Underneath of it, a sign reads "Windhowler the Fool," and he too has this glazed over moment to his eyes. He is dressed in a jester's cap and has little curly jingle bell shoes.
Huh.
That's a better look on him.
He's looking at us as well?
Yes.
But he's not moving towards us.
No, there is a Kuo-toa standing next to the stage.
He has the similar glazed look to the Kuo-toa, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mind control.
Good lord, good lord.
This is why the content warnings exist, folks.
Yep.
Ugh.
It's fine for now.
What the fuck?
Sucks, but
The-
yeah.
The next attraction over in a little iron cage is Lank. He's wearing a singlet and there are several heavy objects inside the cage. The sign above his reads Lank the Strong Man, and again there's a Kuo-toa next to it. The next cage is empty. A sign that reads Dart Slipfoot the Lion Tamer is plastered above it, but then across the front of the cage is another sign that reads Pardon our construction.
Oh, Lord.
And the last one, Fortin Hara, is chained near the mouth of the gigantic roller coaster. He's clad in a magician's top hat, white gloves, and a bow tie. A Kuo-toa stands near him with a sign that reads Fortin Hara, the magician.
You know, I think this is the best place for them. Let's go away from here.
Yeah, I think they can stay right here.
Swinging's brethren.
You can feel Hara's gaze on him as you walk past him.
This can't be good. Like,
Yeah, I don't like.
With this.
So, we can feel her gaze in a not.
Make an insight check.
Yeah,
Yeah, does he seem aware?
Yeah, I would
Yeah, I'm
actually like
Yeah,
to
I
do
want-
one as well.
I want to know if there's anyone home.
Well,
Like,
that
if
should
it's.
not have been advantage.
The 18 still. Roll insight checks.
Okay.
Insight.
oof, Julius.
I got a 23.
good God.
Your
Plus
insight is
8?
plus fucking 8?
Don't make that noise at me.
Every single one of you can tell he does not have that same glazed over look, and he is looking at you almost pleadingly.
Yeah.
This
Hold
isn't
on.
right. This isn't right.
Astra's gonna.
Why not?
What?
Does the Kuo-toa seem to want anything?
If you approach, it holds out its hand, and there's a little sign by its foot that says 1 GP.
Astra's gonna hand a coin over.
Fin curls around it, and it reaches over and it drops the coin into a little bucket. And almost as if on cue, Hara raises his hands and casts Mage Hand and Dancing Lights, and just kind of makes a little like magician sort of like kids like little bloop doop boop boop doop. However, Aster, part of the way through, you can hear his voice in his head, in your head, as if through a message spell. Hara says, "Please, Baxter's gone nuts. We thought we got rid of him, but he's down here, please." And that is it.
Nin's gonna get right
All
up in his
Aster is going to
face.
respond with is, we'll do what we can.
And it's gonna get right up in his face and just say, "Not so fun, is it?"
Yeah, Julius is probably right next to her too.
God.
He is looking at you. There is so much emotion dancing behind the eyes, and then his hands kind of drop, and the show ends, and the Kuo-toa holds out its fin again.
Julius is going to speak and say, if we free you, you're going to leave the city with your people for good.
His eyes glance down towards the Kuo-toa and then back towards the north part of the cave, and then he just looks at you and he does not move, he does not respond. He looks scared as fuck.
If I look the direction that he looked, what do I see over there, like to the north of the cave?
You see the final 3 attractions. Behind him is the entrance to the Cat and Mouse roller coaster. On the very opposite side of the wall, built into the wall on the very northern side, is a set of stone double doors that nearly engulf the northern side of the makeshift carnival. They're huge. The doors are covered with dirty carnival signs, mostly sort of probably dug out of the Jester or maybe the marsh itself. Several of them have advertisements along the lines of Tachiba's Cavalcade of Freaks. And underneath it lists some of those attractions, such as the Alligator God, the Gibbering Mouther, the Beastly Quaggoth, Carnivore Fish, Mushroom Men, the Unborn Heir to the Brass Dragon, and the Waterman.
Ooh,
Oh lord.
that sounds bad, all of it.
Above it reads Freak Show.
Oh no.
The final attraction stands off to the side with a sign reading Wheel of Chance. It is covered in a tarp. You cannot see underneath it.
I want to see the wheel.
I want to see the wheel.
Oh, the wheel.
Oh, don't. Maybe let's not touch it, dear.
Nope, you covered the wheel. I want to see it.
Don't.
You covered the wheel. I want to see the wheel. The DM has obstructed it from immediate view. We must see.
And what was the name of
Just
the?
leave one thing unseen in this place.
And you can, anyone who's looking, you can sort of see his hand tense and open. And you see him almost reach for the weapon strapped across his back, but he doesn't quite draw it yet.
What, Jamie? What was your question?
Yeah. What was the name of? What was the name that the what's his name? The one that what name did Hara give us or give Baxter? Baxter? Okay, Baxter.
Yes.
And I assume there's no sign of Baxter looking around, right?
There is not, no.
Not that we can tell.
Okay.
Do you approach the wheel, Alex?
Yes, of course.
Irene is like on his shoulders right now, and she's just gonna like squeeze his shoulder as tight as she possibly can and say, "Don't."
Unfortunately,
Alex
Snowball
takes
is definitely
Irene
on
off
the
his shoulder and puts her on the ground and continues to the wheel.
I'm imagining Snowball on his other shoulder just going, "Do it, do it, do it, do it."
You make
I
your way
approach the wheel.
As you get close to the wheel, instead of reaching its flipper out, the Kuo-toa does not look for money. Instead, it reaches over and pulls the tarp away.
Oh god.
Laying horizontally is a massive wheel painted with 3 sections. One of them has a jester's cap, one of them is painted with a pair of dumbbells, and the other is a magic wand. And
Let's go.
As you watch, the Kuo-toa reaches over and grabs the edge of the wheel and pulls it as hard as it can.
God.
Alex, would you please roll me a D3?
Yes.
It's fuck something up.
Oh my god. So good.
It
Oh no.
and it spins and it spins, and then it starts to slow down little bit by little bit, clicking the little metallic prongs on the edge of the wheel, and then it click, 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 and stops just on the inside of the portion painted with a jester's cap.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Okay, what happens?
Yeah, I wish you guys
do you
could
think
see
is
the
gonna
delight on my
happen?
face right now.
You hear something move, as if 2 feet hit a wooden slat, and you look over, and Edgar Windhowler is climbing down from the stage, lute in hand, and murder in his eyes.
Oh shit.
Oh no.
What does
Okay,
that mean?
do we want to do this, or do we want to call it for next session?
We can either call session here, or we can roll initiative.
What does that mean? Hold
He's
on.
gonna fight us.
I think
I don't
Why?
have a combat in me tonight.
I think we
Okay.
should call it.
I'm out of juice.
Okay.
Wait, I rolled a jester's cap and now I must be
Now,
killed.
This does come with a warning. Technically, the Wheel of Fortune is which one of the chocolate boxes is going to try and murder you today.
Oh! Yay!
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, at least none
Fantastic.
of these guys are redeemable so much.
Yep.
Are they?
Fucking Christ.
I kind of
Yeah.
wish it was Hara though, because then his goblin friend would be free. Well, goblin
I am-
more like.
I'm gonna go locate food, but yeah,
Yeah, I
Al-
think that's what we're calling
Well,
session.
that was
Sorry.
a fucking.
yeah.
Damn. That was.
Yeah,
I have been keeping my mouth shut about what's coming.
rough.
Fucked up if true.
Fucked up if true.
I have played through Straight Valley
Why?
twice now. This is my second time playing through, and I have DM'd it once. Yeah.
What in the goddamn?
Wow.
Delighted.
I'm delighted too, but holy shit, that
I
is
just
a
want
lot.
to say, no matter how creepy this was, nothing scared me more than when you said dragon hesitation.
I know.
Dragon bones.
I'm
Like,
like,
nothing
we are
freaked
fourth
me the fuck
level.
out more than that. I was like,
you
oh shit.
monster.
So Parker, have you? Not Parker. Ryan, have you stopped recording?
Oh shit, no.